Please put this towards having a bad time in the Undertale run. Have at you Snake donated $100. Says, hey GDQ, I've been watching for the past 2 years now, and I always look forward to all the amazing runs. My cousin died from cancer last year, who meant the world to me, and I know that she would be proud of all the effort you guys put into this amazing event. Keep up all the amazing work, and I guess, kill the animals. To give you guys an update on Kill the Animals versus Save the Animals, it's tight, as you would expect. Kill the Animals has a slight lead right now, up by about $460. So keep those donations coming. In keeping with the Mega Man / Mighty number 9 block that we just finished up, $75 here from Pop-Tarts Ninja. Says, it is the present game. Breakthroughs in speedrunning technology have ushered in a new era of peace and cancer research. Cancer is confined to labs where robot combatants fight it off in spectacular duels. Today, the laboratory walls echo with the shouts and cheers of excited scientists when suddenly, a donation. Save the animals. One last donation that came through as well during that block there of Mega Man and Mighty number 9. $205 from Nuki404. Says, the Mega Man series has been a big part of my childhood, whom I often played with my Uncle Lou Lynx before he ultimately succumbed to prostate cancer. This comment is dedicated to him and the 502 crew and everybody running this marvelous event. Starlight Fire put down $50, said great to see Mighty number 9 being run at AGDQ. The game might have a bad rep, but Green made it look easy. One day, we might get those backer rewards. One day. Also save those animals because reasons. If you are just joining us, we are getting set here for a Halo 2 Legendary run with Cryphon, which should be fantastic, one that I'm looking forward to personally. We had a $100 donation here from Phantom Akira with no message. We had an anonymous $100 donation with the message, just cuz. And even though Mega Man has been done a while, they're still coming in, those donations. $20 here from Grega. The comment just says, Mega Man! All right. Good time to remind everyone of the whole reason that we're here at AGDQ. It's the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Prevent Cancer Foundation, of course, one of the nation's leading voluntary health organizations, the only U.S. nonprofit focused solely on cancer prevention and early detection. It was founded in 1985, and it has catapulted cancer prevention to prominence. They fulfill their mission through research, through education, through outreach, and advocacy across the country. If you're looking for more information on who they are and what they do, check them out online, preventcancer.org. After the Halo 2 run here with Cryphon, which is coming up, we're going to have Batman Arkham City with Bubbles Del Fuego. We've got Batman Forever after that, a co-op any percent run. And as we're getting set here for the Halo 2 run, we've got some comments and donations coming in. Specifically for the run, we've got $117 here from Tyrail/Berserk on XBL. Says, hey everyone, wanted to tell Cryphon good luck running Jackal Sniper Dodging Simulator. Halo has been a large part of my life since I was 7. It has helped me through rough times, and I've made so many great friends throughout the years thanks to the series. Great times, good luck, and thank you to everyone who's attending AGDQ 2017 to help cure cancer. Let's set a new donation record. I like that idea. Let's finish this fight. P.S. that $117 to Doom Guy or Dark Wanderer for the Dark Souls 3 name, whichever gets the most hype from the crowd wins. Okay, so we need you, crowd. Do we like Doom Guy? Let's hear it for Doom Guy. And let's hear it for Dark Wanderer. Looks like it's going to be Doom Guy by a humongous margin. We had $20 here from Jesse Czar. Says, shh, husband's asleep. Donate more money. Hashtag Pokemon wedding cake. Good reminder here, we have viewers all over the world. We have $111 from Run Car Snow Pen. It says, greetings from Sweden. We're a couple of guys that have been watching since 2011. Good luck on the run, and yeah, kill the animals. What's up, Sweden? Bit more praise here for that Mighty Number 9 run. This is $20 from Justin Xavier. Says, having an awesome time watching this as always. Green Z Sabres Mighty Number 9 was amazing. I run the UK fighting games community, and we totally understand the dedication required to pull some of this stuff off. Even better when it's for a great cause. Shoutouts to the Electronic Dojo team, and save the animals. Wanted to catch up with some of the donations that came in a little bit earlier today. Jason Elder donating $40. Says, this is for my amazing sister Elise's birthday. She's a nurse in the pediatric oncology ward at Comer's Children's Hospital. I don't know how she does it every day, but I'm thankful that there are people like her, as well as all the people in this community that give their dedication, efforts, and time to the cause. To think that this event started in a basement has turned into this shining beacon of hope for the gaming community and those affected by this terrible disease is truly amazing. Thank you all, and keep killing those frames. And we had $25 here from Charette Man. Says, hey guys, here's Charette Man from France. 25 bucks to fight cancer and to help PCF. Have fun. Kisses from Baguette and Omelette Army. There's a $100 donation from Brian. Says, my uncle who worked for Nintendo got eaten by a Dejora. Kill the animals. Just to remind everybody that might be watching as we're getting set here for Halo 2 that there are still community prizes available. Two of the bigger ones, of course, we've got the AGDQ banner, the Independence Day. It's the current one with a $50 donation and up. And of course, the big grand prize, the PS4 Pro, the VR bundle, 10 games. Any donation is $75 and up. So keep those donations coming in. We had $100 here from DJ Thar. Says, love the speed runs and keep up with the great work of this event. We've got a donation here of $50 from Ruli. He says, greetings from the UK. I had to donate during my favorite franchise that gave me so many fond memories. I'm glad to see Halo 2 being run at AGDQ. Been a fan of the GDQ events for years now. I always try to donate. Shout out to my friend Kingpin Kilo for introducing me to the event, and K.A. Craig for being a bag of rocks. King, this one's for you. Save the frames, kill the animals. A lot of people starting to come on in here for this Halo 2 run. A lot of people, I think of that fondly. And I think that we are just about ready to get started here. So I'm going to kick it over to Cryphon as we get set to begin Halo 2 Legendary.
Too nice.
Already?
Already. Right, so timer's going to start right at this white screen here.
Oh, are we all set?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can start whenever, but
Yeah.
just tell me when to go.
Watch the opening cutscene until they're ready.
We good? Okay. So, go. So,
Yeah.
yeah, let's get hype. I think. So right off the bat, you're probably noticing something different. We are actually playing on the Japanese version because it saves 10-15 seconds throughout the campaign, just with shorter dialogue. And this run will be on Legendary, so you will probably expect a lot of deaths. There still has not been a deathless Legendary single segment completion of this game, so that should probably give you an idea of the difficulty of it being out for 11 years now?
Yeah, something like that. So you'll notice he's kind of pushing Master Guns. The little time saves you can get in this first mission, it's kind of an auto-scroller, but you can shove the characters around and get them to their destinations a little bit faster. So he'll be doing that to save a little bit of time here.
And if I do something weird and we don't touch on it, there's probably one of two things. It's either faster or it's safer. And I'll be taking a lot of safe routes through each of the levels on Legendary.
Yeah.
バトルスーツは問題ないジョンソン。おとなしく待ってろ。もう行っていいぞ。
Yeah, so there's a couple of dialogue skips that are RNG dependent actually that can occur in this mission, and we'll see if we get it coming up.
It should have happened already, but I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah.
So.
So we'll kind of touch on some of the basics of this game. Obviously, it's Halo, so if you're familiar with the franchise, there's shields and then direct health. The direct health is hidden, but the shields will recharge, and if you drop your shields, then you can be killed, obviously, from there. But you want to be using the Covenant plasma weapons to damage shields, and then human weapons to damage health. So a lot of the times he'll be managing his weapons in order to do that. So, for example, plasma pistols are really good for dropping shields, and then you can just headshot things with, say, a battle rifle or a pistol. So that's kind of the main mechanics for battling, is really about weapon choice. There's 4 main enemy types. You'll see brutes have no shields but a lot of health. Elites have really crazy shields sometimes, and then not a lot of health if you headshot them. Grunts, very weak, die to 1 headshot, and then jackals are kind of scary. They have a shield, but you can shoot around it. So those are the 4 main enemy types you'll see, and there's a lot of ways to deal with them, but that's pretty much the basics for like the enemies and weaponry.
And the main thing with this game is you're going to want to avoid fighting if at all possible, because in most one-on-one situations with any enemy, you're not going to survive. And that's also true because as soon as you kill enemies, a lot of the times it'll either spawn more or it'll alert other enemies and they'll know your position and everything will shoot at you.
Yeah. You'll also notice he already did kind of a trick. It's called double shotting with the battle rifle. If you press the R button twice and then reload, you'll shoot 6 shots instead of 3, and then it'll cancel into a reload. There's all kinds of these shooting and tricks that you'll get to see. That's just one you just saw, and we'll see a lot throughout the run. But coming up is, I guess, the first action. Power Station is actually the hardest level on Legendary, and it comes right at the start, which is kind of unfortunate, I guess. But he's going to grab a plasma pistol. That's actually really good. It has 85 battery. Every time he shoots a fully charged shot, it drains 15 battery. So that gets him, I believe, 5 shots, or yeah, 5 shots with that. So he'll be able to use that right here to take out this elite. That elite would have shields, but by hitting him with the plasma pistol and then switching to the battle rifle and shooting him in the head, it immediately kills him, so he's able to move on. Those things have a lot of shields, and if he was shooting him with the battle rifle, he would probably just die. This is going to be the first of the Gravlift fights. He's going to use grenades to kill the grunts that all kind of pile up in the middle, and then try and overcharge the elites that spawn. Whenever there's 2 enemies alive, the next wave will come in. So he's kind of just trying to plan out when that wave comes in. So using these grenades, take out the grunts, and then try and take out the elites. His teammates are actually helping a lot. They're throwing a lot of grenades in, and I think they got like 2 or 3 kills there. So coming up, there's going to be an Ultra spawn. He really needs to make sure he overcharges the Ultra that's coming in, because if he doesn't, he can really damage you. So he has dual-wielded plasma rifles, and I think it's 4 shots to kill you, like 4 or 5 shots. So extremely dangerous.
And I will be killing my teammates throughout the run, both for getting weapons and for saving time. So this is like one of the weirder time saves where if you're looking out the window, this dialogue actually triggers 5 or 6 seconds faster. And a lot of the things in this game Bungie really wanted you to see was you want to see where the action is because it's important. At least story-wise. In a speedrun, we don't care that much. We just know it saves time.
Yeah. All right, so this is going to be the second hangar fight. Again, these are 2 very difficult fights. Luckily, you got a checkpoint right there. That's somewhat random, but usually occurs. Picking up some plasma pistols, it's nice he got 2 of them that are both at 100 power, so he'll be able to use those a lot. Once again, he's going to be clearing these rooms. He's going to try and overcharge the elites and then use grenades to clear out the grunts. So take out a couple grunts there and then hopefully stick that guy. So this should spawn the next wave, and he'll try and overcharge the elite. Got 1 of them, and then throw some grenades, take most of it out. And it's really scary. It may look like he's going to die, but you can see he's dodging the bullets there, but somewhat predictable, but again, very difficult. So he's trying to just clear out these elites, and it's better to just stay out and fighting rather than hiding sometimes, because 1, it gets them killed faster, and 2, once you hit your overcharge, you really want to be killing the elites. Unfortunately, both of those plasma pistols hit the same elite. They, again, have dual-wield weapons and can kill you in, like, fractions of a second, so.
I gotta be careful. There should be elite behind here, too.
Yeah. Okay, that was good.
The elites can punch you and kill you in one hit, and you can't do any damage back. 'Cause on version 1.0, the version we speedrun on for sword tricks, which you'll see coming up, your melee does no damage.
Yeah, so he just picked up the energy sword. This is one of the main reasons that running this game is so fast. The energy sword has a lot of mechanics. We all know that Bungie likes to hide Easter eggs in their games. If you've played Halo 2 before, there's skulls hidden all over the place, which we will collect a few. But the sword is actually not only a long-range weapon, but it also allows you to move very quickly at an enemy. And he can cancel that into a lot of different things. So he can cancel it into a jump, which allows him to fly past enemies. And as you'll see coming up pretty soon, he can also use it to fly across the map with a trick called sword flying. So this is what you'll see here, good checkpoint, and flying all the way across the map. That's actually a really difficult input. It's 3 buttons really quickly. He has to switch weapons. Yeah. You'll be seeing a lot, so that's not the first time you'll see it, and definitely won't be the last.
I'm gonna wait for shields here, too.
Yeah, yeah. So, again, waiting for shields. There's gonna be 2 elites coming in through this door. They can kill him, so needs to be careful. But yeah, he
got the checkpoint.
Yeah. All right, hopefully this elite's in a good place.
Nah,
he's got the awkward one again. That's really rare, but gonna have to come all the way up here. So this is gonna be a really big sword fly.
Oh.
Oh, what was that? Get another one? All right, good backup. Yeah. So yeah, again, he'll be chaining a lot of these together, and like I said, it's really difficult inputs. A lot of the times, it's really quickly you have to be aiming at an enemy and then switch weapon, cancel the switch animation, and then swing the sword all within like a few frames. It's pretty precise, but cryphon's very good at it, as you will probably see throughout this run.
Ooh,
There's
don't
another
stick
one.
me.
Oh, okay,
We're safe.
avoided
We're
it?
totally safe.
Okay, he's in there.
We live him.
Yeah, so again, it's much better to just skip all those enemies and go right into the elevator rather than trying to kill them. Good checkpoint.
And so the very final room of this game has 6 elites, which are kind of hard to kill with the sword. Sword flying is the safest way through here. So what I want to do, I'm missing the fly here,
Yeah.
is fly to the end and swap my weapon for the plasma pistol mid-fly, which I missed. I threw it in kind of a bad spot.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward because you're doing the sword fly inputs, which are already somewhat difficult, and then afterwards you have to immediately be holding X to pick up the plasma pistol. He got it there. So fly across the map with the plasma pistol.
Pretty good.
He's ready for the final fight here.
Which is hard.
All right, so this is the bomb room. There's 6 elites. He needs to kill all of them for the level to end. He has 1 extra shot, so he can miss 1 plasma pistol shot, but no more. That was good. It's really scary if they have needlers. That's a weapon that you'll be seeing a lot of. The needler has a heat-seeking feature. There it is. It's really scary. The bullets can also just bounce off of walls and still hit you. They track you around corners. They're really scary, so it's really good to get him killed, and that was a really good bomb room. All right, so that's Cairo, the first and the hardest mission, so yeah really
Got
good
that
job.
out of the way. It's really important.
Yeah, yeah.
So now we have a little bit of downtime with outskirts here. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different route, just with weapons and nades for the next level, which we'll get into. But right off the bat, you're supposed to go in a giant combat sequence, but thankfully you can just nade jump outside the map and skip it entirely.
Yeah.
And if you play this game casually, you'll know that right after that sequence, there's a bunch of alleyways with a bajillion jackal snipers, and you can just skip them all together.
Yeah, it's really cool. Bungie in their games, they'll oftentimes have these huge sections of maps just rendered completely outside of where you would normally get to, but for some reason it's all here. And there's a skull hidden here. We're not going to get it because it's not good for the run. But,
yeah, and there's also an Easter egg, too.
Yeah, and an Easter egg. There's all kinds of cool stuff out here. But
they really did a good job of just putting rewards outside the map for a lot of exploration.
Yeah. So he's going to get this elite to enrage and then backsmack him and pick up his sword. If you smack an elite in the back, you will immediately kill them, so it's really good there.
I'm trying to get nades for the next level. Killing your
Okay,
friends
there you go.
is kind of the best option for that.
Yeah. Marines are good for 2 things, taking bullets for you and then giving you grenades. So it's really nice that they helped us out there. This section would be horrible if you didn't have the sword. That's why he got the elite to enrage. So he got the sword, he was able to just cancel right through there and didn't get shot a bunch.
Yep.
In fact,
So it was
Right
safe, and it kind of saved back the time it took for me to get the sword as well.
Yeah.
This section's kind of finicky. I'm going to drive in a rather precise pattern so that I don't get killed. But we're going to see how well that works. He's not doing what he wants, or
That
what I
wasn't that
want,
bad.
but I think we should be fine. Yeah,
Oh
we're
yeah,
safe
that was
now.
very good.
Unless I get sniped. I can
Yep.
get sniped still. We're safe.
Okay, that was good. Yeah, this section's a little bit scary. There's, again, Jackal snipers. Well, we will see them. They're all over the place. They are actually insane. Like,
They cheat.
it's crazy how good the Jackal snipers are. They'll snipe you across the map, always in the head, just incredible odds. Like, you'll be in the middle of a sword fly, just flying across the map, and they'll just no-scope you, and it's just over in one hit.
So, the thing about Legendary, obviously, is you take so much damage from every single shot. The Ghost is really bad because you're exposed to everything. So we want to pick up the Marines here. And I'm going to wait for this guy to hop in. Because the more Marines you have in their hog, the more damage is spread out. So if I was traveling in a hog without any Marines at all, I'd take way more damage than I did there. And as you can see, I'm half shields. I probably would have died instantly.
Yeah, it's nice. They'll be shooting at all three of the Marines, so a lot of the times he just won't take damage, or at least a lot less than he would if they were shooting at only him.
Yep. So I'm taking a kind of safe driving route, just to make sure my Marines are alive for later in the level, and so that I don't take much damage and die.
Yeah, it's really important that at least his gunner stays alive. There's going to be some enemies coming up, and just the way that they shoot, it's really nice to have the gunner, because they don't really lead their shots, so they'll aim directly for him, but since you're traveling forward, their shots will just lag behind.
So this is the section coming up right here. And these three shadows are extremely difficult to get by otherwise.
Yeah.
You have to either wait for them to get to the end of the tunnel or just drive past with Marines. So like casually, even if you wanted to skip this, you really couldn't unless you took the time to kill out all the turrets. But even then, they don't actually stop moving.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see they're just aiming at his gunner and completely missing, which is really nice.
And for this last shadow, he's more precise than the other ones just because of the angle he's at. But driving slightly to the left are some pretty sick evasive maneuvers. Shout out to Space Waltz. They end up missing every shot.
Yeah, it's pretty great. You can just kind of avoid them that way.
So we got a little bit of time here until we get to a dangerous section. So if we have a donation or two.
Yeah, well, hey, how does $1,000 sound?
That sounds pretty good.
Start.
It's a donation from 80 Liter Trumpet, and the message is, when I saw that Super Dram World had a donation incentive for Star World, had to throw money at that. Can't wait for that run from Grand Pooh Bear on Saturday. Marbles. Okay. We also had a donation here mentioning Halo 2, $25 from Slayton. Says, shout out to Logan, Joey, and Justin. Halo 2 is the game that we woke up to every day. Save the animals.
So this is one of the sections.
Oh, so close.
That's really rare.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Wow.
Where are my
Okay.
checkpoints?
So yeah, this is where we got the very unforgiving game of Halo 2 Legendary. Checkpoints sometimes just don't pop up, and that was a very, very unfortunate lack of checkpoints. Yeah, now we get that one, of course.
Thank you, game.
Yeah, so now we're all the way back here, and there's honestly just nothing you can do about that. Sometimes you just go long stretches without checkpoints. Luckily, that one wasn't too bad, maybe like a minute and a half, but there's some that can be just brutal.
Kind of a catastrophic death, but
Yeah. And it's just unfortunate because there's no better way for you to go through that segment. You just kind of have to drive. You can't just kill 5 ghosts and a shadow and all those enemies. You really just have to drive. So
it normally gives you a checkpoint through there, but even when you're carrying 2 Marines, it's pretty rare for you to die. So it's unfortunate that happened, but overall, I think the checkpoints didn't break again, so we should get one right before that section.
Yeah.
If we need it.
Yeah, so sometimes the checkpoints just break. Yeah,
There's one that's closer.
there.
We'll take it. We take those.
So yeah, we've already gotten 2 checkpoints closer than the last time, but you know, it's just unfortunate. So again, if you have another donation, that would be a good time as we finalize this level.
Sure. $100 here from Pro Ace Joker. Says, hey, Cryphon, will this be enough? Yeah, hype for him. Will this be enough to have you get me a speedrun achievement? No? Good, but good luck with the run. You Halo 2 god, you. Nail Prison Skip. Also, thanks GDQ staff and runners again for another amazing week of speed runs. Keep killing cancer like Cryphon does those jackal snipers.
And if you notice that time, he took maybe one shot doing exactly the same thing. And that's just kind of the nature of this game. Like, you could see that's a really good idea to just drive through, but he just got unlucky.
Yeah.
Also, don't pick up the rocket guy.
Really do not like the rocket marine here. You'd think it'd be good that your marine has a really strong explosive weapon to just drive along with you, but the AI in this game is pretty stupid.
Sometimes he just likes to look down and just shoot the ground right underneath you. And
if you're driving next to a crate and there's some enemy like 50 feet away from the crate, he'll shoot the crate, and he blows you up pretty much every single time.
Yeah, I feel like he kills you probably 5 or 6 times more than he's useful, so he just has to get left behind.
You're supposed to take a Scorpion across this bridge, and they give it to you really early on in the levels, so that's kind of fun. But unfortunately, it has a very slow movement speed.
Yeah. And you also may have noticed he had a sniper rifle at the beginning, which you don't normally start with on this level. He carried over his weapons from the last level. So he'll have a sniper rifle and a sword, which, again, you won't normally have here. And that's going to make the Wraith boarding section coming up a lot easier. So it's really nice to have both of those.
It's a little bit slower, but we're all about consistency right now because the game is really evil sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
You're also not supposed to take a vehicle through these hallways or tunnels.
Yeah.
But that's kind of just a suggestion. We're speedrunners. We don't care about that.
Yeah, so you can just hop right up there, get around. Oh, the gunner just ditched.
We'll see if I get a good spawn.
I've never seen that. Just right out of there.
Oh, I drove bad. I couldn't live.
No. Oh, so close. Checkpoint's right here, though. You usually get a checkpoint in these tunnels, so that was pretty fortunate. And the gunner getting out, that's pretty rare, and actually it was pretty costly.
I still might die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably dying here.
Maybe? That's
Oh,
close.
we're living. Nice.
Wow, that was very close, but got through it.
That's one of those sections where it's just faster to retry than it is to clear it normally. Just don't kill me.
Oh man, that turret was being mean. Oh.
Recharge, please.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. Checkpoint? No? Okay. Don't be mean, Mr. Wraith.
Oh my god, that ghost is so far forward, too.
Oh, man. Okay, I think we're fine.
Oh, nice
We're
burn
gonna wait here for a
already.
checkpoint. Hopefully it gives it to us. Our shields were a bit low, but I'm still waiting. I'm not going yet. We might have to. It might have been too long and the checkpoint was delayed too long.
That's really unfortunate. So he's going to have to do this section first try, which is actually a really scary segment.
It should be safer the way I'm doing it, but it's still not free.
Yeah. All right, so he has the sniper. That's to take out these 2 jackal snipers on the bridge. So there's one, there's the other. Take both of them out, and then he's going to sword fly to the Wraith. All right, he's going to use a grenade board here to get in it. Very good. So now he has control of the Wraith. He's going to cycle back around. There's going to be a Phantom coming in to drop off more reinforcements, so he's going to need to come over here and just destroy that. There's 2 ghosts attached to the bottom, which would be really annoying if he didn't.
Oh no, I could die.
Okay.
This Wraith's in a weird spot.
Yeah. There's a sweet spot on Wraiths where if you can get to it, they won't really do anything to you. It's too close for them to use the big gun, and too far away for them to use the little gun attached to it.
Okay. With
There
my
you go.
hog helping out, we should be good now.
Yeah. Okay, that was good.
Oh, right. To mention something, we have a weird glare on screen. So this game originally came out for the original Xbox. Now I'm playing on the 360. It emulates the original console's hardware, but it doesn't do it in the best of ways. So sometimes you just get this weird screen burn. I'm also going to try to wait here for a checkpoint, because the next trick coming up is pretty scary-ish.
I cannot believe the checkpoints are just not
checkpoints
here.
are being mean. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. We're going to try to jump on a scarab early.
Yeah. So it's called the Scarab board. There's a Scarab big Covenant enemy coming in, and you need to get on it and disable it from the inside. So that's what he's going to do. But you can get on it early, and by doing that, you will do a grenade jump here. And then a grenade jump from here onto the Scarab. And it's a little bit scary because the Scarab's, like, it can bounce you around randomly.
Collision.
Yeah, really weird collision. So hopefully he just gets on it, no problem. But It can be a little bit inconsistent, so we'll see what happens.
Nice.
Okay, right on there. Perfect, yes. That is a lot harder than it looks, but great job.
That is the scariest trick in the game.
And he got the checkpoint. Excellent. So.
Thank you.
It has been a long time since we've seen one of
Very
those.
long
So
time.
yeah, he had to do all of those very difficult segments back to back to back with no checkpoint. So that is just terrifying.
Yeah, the enemies on the Scarab aren't actually loaded yet, and the enemies we need to kill only spawn after you go inside the Scarab.
Yep.
So when you kill the enemies that come out of the Scarab, they spawn a lot more. But we just spawn the pilots and go in here and cheat our way to victory by shooting through walls.
Yep. Yeah, you can just see him right through the wall, take out those three, and
And
level
that's
will
the end
end.
of that level.
Yeah. That was really good.
That worked out a lot better.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so this is Arbiter, and you may notice that his hands are different. That's because he's playing as the Arbiter. You switch between Master Chief and the alien, the Arbiter, throughout all of the missions, and this is the first time we see him. And the difference is he has camouflage, so instead of a flashlight, he can press his left bumper and activate camouflage. It lasts for about 3 seconds, and
It makes things a lot more safe.
yeah, things
Put it
are a
that
lot
way.
more safe. You're completely invisible. It lasts until it runs out, or if you get shot, or
Nice.
if you shoot. Oh, that's perfect.
If I don't choke. I'm choking.
There you go.
Oh, I hit the wall.
Barely hit the wall. So yeah, that's a pretty hard fly. He got the first part of it, but barely clipped the wall, so he lost his speed. But you can get all the way down here if you get a perfect angle.
I should note we killed our teammates at the start because it skips 26 seconds of dialogue. So it's pretty considerable.
Yeah. Again, killing teammates, they're usually only good for talking and wasting time and then giving us grenades. So it's good to just take them out.
See if we get any good spawns here for some flies. Doesn't look like it, so we'll do the backup.
Yeah. So this room is a little bit interesting. He needs to get to the other side just so that he can hit a button. That'll let his teammates come in. Good checkpoint. So he'll hit that. He's going to start sniping some of these sentinels. There's going to be 2 waves of sentinel spawns and then also a bunch of enemies coming in. So he has his teammates coming in. He can hide out here, but it's going to try and constantly push him back into the map. You can see him moving to the right. That's not necessarily him. The game doesn't want you to be out here, so it tries to push him back inside.
It's pretty dangerous inside.
Yeah. He's trying to dodge those needler shots from the grunts. Those could do a lot of damage. They took his shields out really quickly.
I need to be careful here.
Yeah, so the fuel rod grunt's coming out. He needs to pick up a fuel rod gun. Just got one.
Oh, this is good. I was
Yeah.
scared this guy died because I want to get a checkpoint
Yeah.
here.
He wants a checkpoint. He also wants to get close to this door before it opens. He had to clear those plasma pistol grunts before the door opened. Good checkpoint, and here we go. So this is the Arbiter hallways. They're actually
Okay.
really cool. So you can see he's just going to fly down through these hallways using sword cancels and all these sword tricks.
So these guys aren't alerted at all, so I am going to wait here for camo. It might be a bad decision if these guys come up and decide to hit me, but I think we should be fine.
Yeah.
It's just to try to get a checkpoint later.
Yeah, he really wants a checkpoint when he walks through this door coming up. If he doesn't get one here, it's going to be a little bit before he gets one.
Nice.
Okay, that's really
Checkpoint.
good. Yeah. I'm glad the crowd's on our side.
Yeah. So
Hopefully
I did
Bungie is.
Yeah. I got spotted here, which is why I grabbed the fuel rod, because it makes the section a lot harder. But with the fuel rod gun, you can actually skip some spawns and taking a lot of damage.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm
Beagles.
fine.
Okay, yeah.
Gotta wait here for both shields, checkpoint, and the camo.
Yeah, you usually get a checkpoint before you go through this door. There it is.
Checkpoint.
All right, so he gets camouflage so that he can do this sword cancel, get all the way down toward the end of the hallway.
So if we get a checkpoint here, I'll try to go for a frame perfect trick, but in the grand scheme, okay, we got it. Let's
Okay.
try it. I'm gonna try to clip through this glass. We'll see how it works. I might get killed.
Okay, he got it, but
I got it, but it's extremely risky on legendary.
Yeah.
So.
yeah. So
I
it's
won't
frame
go for it this
perfect. He
time.
needs to swing the sword on the same exact frame that he that the grenade explodes, and if he's lucky or gets it, he slides right through the glass. Also, good job. That's a 50-50 which side they spawn on. So yeah, if they spawn on the other side, he has to hit a sword fly to get to them. Otherwise, he can get killed.
Ooh, stop.
Why is that Banshee there?
I don't know. Oh, that's a good checkpoint.
What is that checkpoint?
Shout out to checkpoint.
Yeah. You guys were slipping. We didn't see that one.
Why am I getting shot so much?
I know, this is really silly.
So the end of this level is supposed to be a giant escort mission, But it turns out if you go where the level's supposed to end, as the enemies are coming out of the door, you can just end the level there.
Yeah, they spawn a bunch of grunts, and they come out this door. They have fuel rods. They try and shoot you down later. But because they're coming out the door's open, so we can just come right down and
Just
sneak right
walk on
past
in
them.
here, hit the ending trigger, and we're done.
Yeah. All right, so once again, sorry, friends, but you're slow.
Yep. Again, we're going to be killing our friends because there's a bunch of dialogue to skip. And this is actually the first level where we're introduced into the flood.
Yeah, so you just saw them there. Well, didn't really see them, but the reticle was red, so you could sword fly off of them.
I'm breaking their bodies right now. That's
Yeah.
what they look like. They're the zombies of Halo.
Yeah, so there's going to be a bunch of, we call them popcorn
this.
flood, but, oh.
Lag reduction is really important in this game. It doesn't look like it, but I just made the game go really slowly.
Yeah, camo is really laggy, so you want to avoid looking at your partners as long as possible.
We look down at a lot of portions of the game just to keep as many or few things as possible loaded.
Yeah.
So I killed my friends in a precise timing where my teammates don't get angry and try to kill me. Otherwise, I'd have to kill them, but one of them's invincible, so he'd just kill me anyways. But if you kill that second grunt while they're distracted, they actually don't get mad at you, which is nice.
Yeah, so here comes the popcorn flood. These things are somewhat annoying.
Checkpoint.
So yeah, if your shields are dropped and one of these touches you, you just die instantly. They also do a little bit of shield damage, but not too much. But the real reason they're annoying is if one of them attaches themselves to one of the bodies of a fallen flood that's not been destroyed, they'll reanimate it. And because of that, you can sometimes have to kill the same enemy multiple times, which obviously is annoying.
Shoutouts to checkpoints? Any?
Checkpoints?
Please?
Maybe?
I don't think so.
Nope. All right. So this is the elevator. It's an auto-scroller, unfortunately, but kind of have to deal with that in this game.
Yeah. So the area we're trying to get to is actually a few feet below me. I'm going to look at it when I'm safe to kind of show you. But it's pretty much an auto-scroller. There's a kill plane that is right above where we want to be, but it doesn't actually despawn until we hit a certain cycle in the elevator. There is a way to attempt to clip through a wall, but we just can't get enough distance without dying. Otherwise, we'd try to skip it.
Yeah, that was actually just found a few weeks ago, so hopefully it has some promise to it.
Yeah. I think that'll probably be the next major skip found in this game.
Yeah, some way to skip this elevator.
So we're actually trying to go down there to that platform with the kill plane. Yes! It's right about here.
Yeah.
So you can see there's a bunch of ledges to fall on and not get killed by the fall timer, but we just can't skip it.
Yeah. It's pretty weird. They actually have the kill plane attached to the elevator. It's something pretty uncommon, but if you go a certain distance below it, you just die. So have to wait. The other thing that's a little bit scary is, yeah, his teammates can throw grenades.
Oh, yeah.
And throwing grenades from teammates is sometimes good, but usually not. So hopefully we don't see any of that action. But
So, yeah, I want to try to keep them alive because they distract the flood and make it easier for me. But if there's less
Like
flood
that.
next to my teammate, if I'm anywhere near them, they can punch and kill me because they have a one-hit melee kill. Or they could just throw a really bad sticky and hit me because they aren't the best of shots, I guess.
yeah, and then the other problem is he has a sword, and he's obviously wanting to use it because it's such a powerful weapon. But he can't use it because, you know, his teammates might decide to throw a grenade or punch, and that would be bad.
So I'm going to be on this elevator for a little while longer, so it's probably a good time for donations.
Got one here from a name that you'll recognize, Monopoly.
Shoutouts
Donates
to Mono.
$420.69. Now, what a strange amount.
Thanks, Kev.
A peculiar amount there, but it says, good luck on the run, Cryphon. Did somebody say HaloRuns.com? Runner's choice.
Did somebody say Halo Runs?
Did someone just say HaloRuns.com?
That's actually a really good donation incentive, Mono. Thank you.
And actually, speaking of Monopoly, we have a $320 donation here from Paco Taco. Says, Mr. Monopoly's Halo 2 run during AGDQ 2014 is the run that made me a fan of speedrunning. So nostalgic to see Halo 2 back at AGDQ. Good luck to Cryphon on the rest of the run.
Thank you.
So we're getting close to the end. Here's the Sentinel wave that we've been waiting for. Getting a lot of them here. But after the Sentinel wave, there will be one more bit of elevator movement, and he'll be able to drop down during that. So the kill plane is finally below where he wants to go as soon as it moves down a little bit more. So he's just going to hide over here, hopefully get a checkpoint, and also wait for his teammates to kind of finish off the flood. Right.
Hopefully get a checkpoint here to do a cool cancel.
There it is. So here's a cancel all the way down the hallway.
And this section's pretty tricky.
Yeah, this is a really weird section. There's actually been a lot of developments with it this year as well. Oh, that crate was almost really bad.
I gotta be careful what enemies I have spawned because I'll spawn reinforcements after I kill everything in this room. And I want to be able to, I might die. Well, let's see what happens.
Yeah, just gonna have to walk away there.
It'll be a little bit slower, but shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
Did I actually kill them all?
I think there was one left, but I think
okay, I hear the
killed
elites
it.
below me, but I need to kill the elites or else I'm gonna get more reinforcements than I would like. I'm actually not sure how many reinforcements I'm gonna get, but
yeah,
this shouldn't be too much of a problem. It looks like they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Or the infection forms are killing them. I hear the carbines, so.
Oh,
This guy's up here. Nice.
Oh,
That's
there
fine.
he is.
Okay, he's reviving, which means he's probably the last wave. I need to be attentive to my timer here. Mostly because there's going to be a wave. Okay.
Oh man, that guy was
Well,
trying
that's-
really hard.
Yeah. That actually tells me when the wave's starting, I think. Unless that's another carrier. Okay. That's not part of this wave. So a little bit slow, but that's totally fine.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is me knowing when this wave starts, which, all right, good to know.
Yeah, he's keeping track of the time. He needs to wait, I think it's a minute for the next wave to spawn in. So he's gonna come over here. At the end of this phase, whenever there's less than 4 enemies left, it'll spawn in the next wave. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's just gonna try and run and hide. Ooh, okay.
He gave me nades, that's what he was doing. He's like, here, I really want you to have this. Yeah, so what Shen said, this room is on pretty much a timer. It will spawn enemies indefinitely as long as if there are less than 4 enemies in the room. And the most efficient way to deal with this is, since we need to go through this door anyways and kill the enemies in there, is to gather everything by the door so that we aren't having to look for a spawner or risking a spawner getting stuck anywhere. I actually soft locked the game the other day because the spawner clipped into a wall and I couldn't kill him.
Yeah, it could be risky if you're actually fighting, which is kind of silly.
Yeah, so we have a couple of seconds left and we should be good to go now.
Yep, so now he's gonna kill the flood so that there's less than 4 enemies alive and the door should open.
Should get a checkpoint here.
Yep.
Thank you. And this is the fastest and most efficient way to clear this area.
Yep.
It's really
come in,
safe
smack
too.
everything with the sword. The heretics actually don't deal melee damage, which is kind of nice. So even if he did smack him, yeah, wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, so that looks a lot more risky than it is, but it's really fast and that's nice. That door doesn't actually lock unless there are no enemies near it for like 30 feet.
All right, so here comes the sword fly.
If I can
This
hit it.
yeah,
There
there
we
it is.
go.
This section is actually really weird. There's gonna be some enemies coming down this ramp. If he killed,
Actually despawned him.
yeah, he actually despawned them. Wow. But if you're slow and you decide, you know, I'm gonna fight these things to get over there, you'll spawn more enemies and you'll just keep spawning more and more enemies. So it's really nice to just fly over there, skip all the spawns, and it's way more consistent. So.
And since the game thinks those enemies are dead, since they didn't actually spawn, it spawned reinforcements up top.
Yep. All right, so I think there's 4 flood and 3 sentinels in this room that he needs to take out. So going way over there, trying to get the flood.
Come back.
Where's this guy going? Uh-oh.
He's gone.
Nice shot. Thank you, Carbine.
Oh, I don't know if we mentioned it, but the carbine's a really inaccurate weapon. So it kind of sucks at anything from medium to long range.
Yeah, the bullets can go not anywhere in that little circle it has, but
Ooh, I missed a jump.
through a lot of it. Ooh, that's a little scary. Yeah, he's got the camo early now.
Yeah.
Dodge some of these flood.
I missed a nade jump to skip a little bit of the spiral staircase, but I think I should be safe.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill these guys. It shouldn't matter too much. Yeah, we're safe.
Yeah, that's good. He just needs to hit the button here and take the elevator up.
So we need to cut cables in this section, and the way it works is after you cut the first cable, the next cables are actually invincible until a dialogue plays. So it doesn't matter how fast I get there, but for the most part, I'm going to do it rather safely. I don't want to launch the cables. You can launch from cable to cable, but frequently I launch myself off the side of the map, so figured it's probably not the best thing to do.
Yeah, it can be quite dangerous.
You also become a sitting duck for a while.
Yeah. So 2 more to cut.
So it only takes 3 hits to cut the cables, but you see that took a lot more just because I had to wait for the dialogue to end.
Yeah.
That's one of the places where Japanese dialogue saves time too.
He also doesn't want to camo here because his camo is laggy, so whenever he can avoid it, he's going to be trying not to camo.
It's just one of those lag reduction things we
Yeah.
try to do. There's actually a way where I think the game has trouble deloading the enemies below you in that previous section, and it makes your game drop a lot. Like, it goes down to 5 frames per second. You have to be looking up the entire time.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we're free falling.
We're free falling for quite a long time. I don't know where this station is, but
Yeah.
it has
I'm
quite
not
a trip.
quite sure that the physics are correct on this. In real life, I'm pretty sure a few minute free fall towards a planet where you'd hit the surface, but
All right, so he's going to try and do a sword fly or a sword cancel across this gap. That's
oh
unfortunate.
dang.
Yeah.
So the fastest and safest way through this room is to just cancel off a sentinel straight into the cutscene, but
Yeah, he's going to have to
we're
avoid.
fine with walking. It's not that much slower.
Yeah.
As long as I camo, it's not that risky either.
Yep. Yeah, those guys can attack you, but they all went to the right, so pretty safe.
So now we're flying a Banshee for about 10 seconds. Don't know why. But there's like cutscenes before and after this as well. It's a really weirdly designed level.
You can actually die during that Banshee cutscene, too.
Yeah.
It's really silly.
You can get killed by some random debris flying up from the bottom.
Yeah.
So
Alright,
the second half of Oracle is actually the same level we just came in on Arbiter, just reversed. And it's checkpoint. It's a little different. There's not as many enemies, so it's not that bad, but there still are some checkpoints I want to go for. Just because when you do die, since it's relatively safe, you don't get that many checkpoints.
Yeah. It's also somewhat difficult going up these floors. That was a really good fly. It's kind of awkward going uphill and doing flies and cancels just due to the nature of like looking up and bumping into enemies and whatnot.
So I did get this checkpoint, so I'm going to try to cool strat. I might get blown up. I should be fine, though,
That should be okay.
as long as I kill him. Yeah, he decided to monologue me.
Yeah. So again,
So-
you can see how important the sword is. All these enemies would be tough battles, but he can just breeze past all of them just because of the speed of sword flying.
So now we're on to a boss fight. This is the heretic leader, because I'm probably not going to get into the story because it's a little bit complicated, but the one thing you want to know is that he's a good guy, and in the end we feel bad for killing him. But this particular boss fight, he's invincible until he finishes talking. But he has a bunch of hologram drones that fly around, which makes it really hard to do. But as long as you do a certain melee pattern off spawn, it becomes a pretty easy fight.
Yeah, so he has to hit him 4 times total, so he's got 2 hits, just 2 more to go. That's like hits after the dialogue sequences.
And if I do this section fast enough, I actually skip another 20-some second dialogue from
Yep.
the monitor. That'll play after it's done, as the level's ending.
Yep, but he's just got 2 more hits here, so if there's a donation or 2, that would be a pretty good time.
Yeah, I do have a donation here for $25 from Green Skull. Says, I live for Halo. I can't wait to watch this speed run kill at Cryphon. One here for $116.14 from Anonymous. Says, in October 2016, Cryphon had 27 Halo world record speed runs on HaloRuns.com. That's twice as many as any other runner. Can you beat his times? Go Cryphon.
Thank you, that guy. So that's the end of Oracle.
Yep.
And now we're on to a fun level.
Yeah. So this is Delta Halo. This is actually a really cool level. It's really long, but we're speedrunners, so it's actually really short. That grenade is scary.
It's probably one of the longest missions casually in the game, but it's a great mission for speedrunning because we can go straight to the end if we get out of bounds.
Yep.
Now, thankfully, there's this peculiar mountain looking here, and okay, we're out of bounds.
Yeah. So,
But,
yeah, what's kind of silly about this is he still has to hit all the loading zones. So he'll be going around the map and collecting those. So there's a loading zone pretty far forward he needs to hit. And it's actually really important he's out of the map because if he tried to do this more the intended way, there's, I think, 5 Jackal snipers that just spawn, like, standing next to each other, and it's just really scary.
Yeah, this entire level is filled with Jackal snipers. It makes it really hard.
Yeah.
So I should get a checkpoint here after I spawn these guys in.
So you can see the snipers all down there.
And I'm going to melee a checkpoint, or I'm going to melee to delay a checkpoint, since you can't get them in combat. And we're just going to walk over here. Do you guys know you can get on top of the mountain? Everything's rendered in Bungie games outside of bounds. It's great.
Yeah. So yeah, the meleeing, anytime you're in combat, you don't get a checkpoint. So he's just trying to trick the game into thinking he's, you know, in combat. And
it might not give it to me because I
it.
couldn't see the Jackal sniper at the start.
Yeah.
So I can get it here, but if I don't, it's just a longer revert if I miss this trick.
Yep. Oh,
that's
that
actually
was a really
close.
good
That's really good.
Okay. So yeah, he's gonna fall down back into the map. It's actually a little bit scary to fall down. You kind of need to find like slopes if you're gonna try and fall back into the map, just because the fall timer. If you fall for a certain amount of time, you just die. Ooh, okay, got away from it.
So you're supposed to lower a bridge here, but we'll see if I can hit this launch across the gap.
It should be good. Perfect, yes. Yeah. Good checkpoint. Yeah, that trick's a little bit inconsistent just because, one, grenades are a little bit weaker on Legendary, so if you're used to it on easy, you don't get as good of a launch. And also, grenades in general are random, so sometimes you'll just get worse of a launch, sometimes you'll get a better one, and luckily we got the good one there.
It's so precise that it's, like, inconsistent for humans.
Oh, 2 ghosts.
I'm dead. I'm not living that.
Yeah, no chance. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but yeah, sometimes you just get these enemy spawns, but and the next time,
don't
maybe
be
you'll get a little
fooled.
bit
There's
luckier.
2 ghosts down here, almost surely.
Yeah.
Or
3.
Okay.
That's just so hard to deal with when you get 3.
This is one of those sections where it's just faster to just go through and hope.
Yeah. Again, if he's playing through this normally, it would be just absolutely terrible, like even worse than this. So it's better to just die.
4.
Wow. That's insane.
If the game keeps doing this,
we'll
go
have 5
around.
this time, I guess.
I guess. Okay, so I should live this. Both the ghosts spawned up top, and one of them fell through the map.
Yeah, one of them just fell right through the map.
So there shouldn't be any here, which is good because I'm being a bad driver.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is not happening.
Oh, boy.
I was going to try to board him. It's always the grunts. It's always
man.
the grunts that get you.
Yeah, flipping is also just kind of random. Sometimes you'll do the same driving twice and just kind of flip over.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Flipping in this game is really precise as well. I'm using the left thumbstick a lot to drive. Please don't shoot me too much.
Oh, my goodness.
I killed myself there, actually.
Yeah, he smacked into the wall there, but
I was too weak, and I hit the ground at a weird angle.
Dang. I want to butt in with a relevant donation comment here. Sorry, guys. Fuzzbuzz donated $50.92. He does say, happy birthday, Mr. Monopoly, but he says, for every checkpoint and death that cryphon gets, I'll donate another $1. Rack them up, rack them in. So it's looking good.
So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to keep dying here or just, you know, got to help him out, right?
Maybe one more. One more
yeah,
for
I'll
charity.
try one more. I think we should live this one. There's
Ghost
no
just
reason we
didn't want to
shouldn't.
help. Thanks, Ghost, for not helping the charity.
They don't want to support charity. What's wrong? I think that's why we're trying to kill them.
So there we go.
We did it, finally.
Through there. And again, that was probably still pretty close to faster than doing that.
Yeah, that was
off the
easily
Ghost.
still faster than doing it normally. So like we said, there's a bunch of Easter eggs in the game, one of them being skulls, which are modifiers. They only spawn on Legendary, and this particular one gives the Master Chief camouflage like the Arbiter. So it ends up being very helpful. So we dropped inside the map, and we're going to hop right on back out. And here's probably one of my favorite flies in the game, if I can hit it. I have to do it blind, so I don't know where the enemy is, and it's blocked by a bunch of trees, but let's see. Nice.
Perfect. Yeah, right out of the map, so. Really good to skip that section. There's a ton of Jackal snipers in there, so does not have to deal with that anymore.
If you played this game casually, you probably have bad memories of that section.
Yeah.
So we hit the last load, so we can actually end the level now. I'm going to do a couple more flies. And...
Oh!
You're not getting me this time.
Yeah, not that time. So he's going to drop back into where the final fight of the mission is, and he's going to sneak behind them. And by sneaking behind them and killing them from up here, he actually skips 2 more enemy spawns, so the mission will end right now.
Yep, pretty good.
All right, so welcome to Regret. And
This is hard.
yeah, this is a very hard mission. So this first part here is pretty ridiculous. So he needs to get to that gondola before it goes away, and please, beautiful. Okay, that's one of the hardest parts of the run, actually. Very difficult.
It's scary.
Yeah.
That's for certain.
So there's a checkpoint, of course.
Yeah.
So if he shows you there's another gondola way off in the distance, that is what's supposed to take him to where we're going. So he would have to wait for that gondola to get all the way over there. But luckily, he got on this one, and it left and is taking us right where we need to go.
Yep.
So
that's one of the nice sequence breaks. It kind of works like Outskirts. There's just a giant fight. As soon as you touch the middle platform, this gondola leaves, and you end up skipping, crazy amount of combat.
yeah, they kind of put it there to taunt you, like, oh, if you were just a little bit faster. But luckily, cryphon was, so got right on it.
So we're actually going to fix the sequences here, and we're going to spawn some enemies on the gondola that we're just standing on. And we don't want them to spawn with guns that can kill us, even though everything can kill us.
Yeah, it's random what they spawn with over here, so hopefully we get some good ones.
Pretty good nades, and they look like they both have plasma rifles.
I think they do.
Nice.
Oh, that was really good. Wow. Yep, just snipe all these drones so that they don't annoy us later. That should be everything. Perfect. That was a really fast clear.
So I don't think did we touch on sword flying?
Yeah, well,
We'll touch on sword flying again. So the way it works is whenever you're aiming at an enemy, your reticle is red. And as long as you're within that range, when you switch the weapon and cancel the switch animation, you can trick the game into thinking you can lunge further than you can with the sword. Because when the reticle on the sword is red, that's when you can lunge to an enemy. And so, like, I'm going to fly off this turret, but I can't because I'm not in range yet. And I'm also in a pretty precise position, so we can do something like this. Or I could not miss. I could revert. You have to hit that fly early.
there he goes.
So
Should
we're trying
be
to go
okay.
over here. It skips a lot of the enemy spawns.
Yeah, so normally there's a lot of waves of enemies. There's a wave of drones. They're really annoying to kill. All these jackals down here, but because he skipped those, oh, that was scary. Because he skipped those spawning waves, nothing else will spawn. So that was all the enemies he needed to kill. Jackal Sniper trying to sneak his way in there, but luckily he killed him.
We can also throw grenades through ceilings, kill those jackals real quick. One lived, but that's fine. So what happened there when I did that fly is I did a sword fly, but I collided with a wall, so it redirected me over off to the side.
Yeah, so this elevator is going to take him to the next. What are you doing?
I'm dying.
Why?
With style. Because we like reverting.
Uh-oh. Okay, that was a little scary.
So it's a pretty bad joke we have that we're just killing the run there. But as soon as you activate that elevator, it's on a certain time sequence and it teleports you in case you somehow get outside of it.
Yeah. So this is a pretty long underwater elevator. Nothing really significant happens except sometimes some fish like to make an appearance.
I just shot a gun.
But yeah, sometimes there'll be some fish making an appearance here. That's really all you have to look out for. So if there's a couple donations, it's a good time.
You might like this one. This is $500 from Family Shenanigans. It says, Mama and Papa Shenanigans say, good luck, guys. Have fun. GDQ, great organization. Great cause fighting cancer. God bless you all. There you go.
Thank you, guys.
Another $100 here from Cool Guy 87 saying, take my money, Arbiter.
All right, so he's punching to delay a checkpoint.
It's because one of the next flies we're going to do saves a lot of time, and if I mess it up, I'd like the revert to be pretty short.
Yeah. You can't really die here, but it's a little scary. There it is. Yeah, got it perfectly first try, so I didn't even need it, but it's nice to have that backup checkpoint in case you need it.
This is another scary section with a lot of snipers.
Yep. I think there's 2 jackal snipers that spawn on the right side here. There's one.
I'm going to pick up this beam rifle to the floor if I can. I did. Yep. That's hard.
Yeah, so he jumped up and wedged his head into the ceiling and then was able to pick up the beam rifle through it, which is really nice.
This is another one of those laggy sections. I'd like to kill the enemies before it gets too bad.
Yep.
So, we're good.
Yeah, so just taking out those elites. There will be one more spawning, but he's pretty easy to deal with. Poor guy's got a sword, and we have a gun, so.
And we're on to another underwater section, since we just skipped a bunch of fights.
Yeah.
The remastered version of this game came out, I think, a year ago or two. And for speedrunning, we don't really like it, since all the cool sword tricks are patched out, and it has a lot of loads. But the graphics are really nice. Casually, it's great. It makes this underwater section look really good. So if you have the opportunity to check that out, I'd recommend it.
Yeah, much better than the hard to see rocks and
Can't
a little
see
bit
anything.
of blue lights. But
so we have more time for donations here.
Yep.
Great. We had $100 here from Sasquatch. It says, legendary difficulty makes it a whole new game. Keep up the good work, guys. And just want to know, Twitch chat and viewers are kind of having their minds blown. Anyone that's ever played this game, it might look easy, but it is not.
Oh, it's not at all.
Yeah.
And lots of people with these types of messages, $50 anonymously saying, Halo 2 was my life during high school. It's good to see it getting destroyed at GDQ.
So coming up, I'm going to try to jump over a mountain. I can't promise anything. It's pretty RNG dependent, but hopefully the game's nice for charity.
Yeah, it's actually one of the coolest cancels in the game, so hopefully we get to see that. It's coming up right when he gets out of this building.
Should be good, I think. If we get spawns, this could work. We did it.
Oh, wow, he got it. Yeah, so that's the mountain cancel. And as is the theme of Regret, more gondolas. Oh, got the spawns too.
Yeah. So I got to kill these guys.
Yeah, it's better not to waste ammo if you can, so just take them out like that.
I'm going to need these rockets. I have just enough to do what I want.
Yep. So there's going to be 2 Banshees that fly at him eventually. He needs to obviously kill both of them. And then the other gondola, there's another one coming toward him, will have enemies on it, so he'll want to save a rocket or 2 for that.
Okay. They're both flying away. That's going to be really bad later.
Yeah.
If he turns around, I think we're fine, but I'm not liking the look of this.
Yeah,
this
that's
is going to get more
really
difficult
scary.
than it needs to be. But I think we should be fine.
Yeah, he has to deal with this fight. There's 2 elites and a bunch of grunts that are going to be spawning on this other gondola over here. So he needs to quickly take them out if he can.
If I can stop missing. That's a good checkpoint. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I didn't actually hit him.
Yeah. So again, you can kind of use camo if he's worried. So camo up, can't really be hit.
You actually... Okay, Mr. Gruntman, please come out.
Where's the grunt? Oh, left. There he is, hiding.
All right. Is our sword still here? It is. Good. I hear the Banshees.
Yeah, I saw one off to the right coming your way.
They feel really close. I'm scared.
There he is. Yeah, usually you destroy those before the gondola, but sometimes they just turn around and just leave. Sometimes they come right at you. Just kind of weird. All right. And...
Oh, he's an Ultra.
Oh, wow. He's an Ultra.
Oh.
So it's
We're going to skip... Oh, I can fly here soon. We should be fine.
yeah, it should be okay. Good.
So, gondolas are pretty slow. Flying is faster.
Yep. Oh.
Faster than walking.
Yeah. So this is the regret fight. It's
Scariest
actually
fight in the game.
yeah, really scary. It's pretty much the final boss in a sense. This guy can be a jerk. He needs to get close enough to the regret. He's the guy on the chair that you haven't seen yet. Here he is coming up. He needs to get on top of his chair and smack him. He needs to punch him 5 times total. So he'll punch him and then he'll teleport away.
Good checkpoint.
Good checkpoint. Okay. Yeah, getting a checkpoint during the regret fight is huge. So drop down.
I stuck myself. So there's a way to kill regret faster. You can sword him and both nade board him to make him go away faster. And in a lot of cases, you want him to disappear quickly so you can get out of the enemies, get out of the way so you don't get dropped on a bunch of enemies.
Yeah.
People like that suck. If they spawn with plasma rifles, it gets very difficult.
Yeah, he'll be spawning in different enemies. It doesn't matter if cryphon kills any of the enemies because more will just spawn anyway. So he'll be spawning a few sword elites and also a few plasma rifle elites. That's a little scary. So again, it can get very claustrophobic here. There's going to be a lot of enemies spawning in. He just needs one more hit. Okay, that was a sword elite, another sword elite, getting back upstairs. All right, so he just needs to board him one more time.
Spam camo, wait for it to recharge, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, where do you? Oh, and got it. Okay.
Should be good.
So
should be the end.
Just needs to punch him here.
There we go.
Yeah.
So as soon as he dies, all the other AI break. So this is now safe.
Yeah, that was so scary.
That was so scary.
Yeah, checkpoint. When the mission's over. So, yeah. So really solid regret fight. Other than obviously the suicide, but not that big a deal. All right, this is Sacred Icon. It's kind of silly after the big scary regret fight. You get this kind of long walking mission, kind of a breather for a little bit, but
it's really easy to get lost here if you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's going to be cut and paste hallways for a while. Ideally, we're moving in straight line patterns to get to the end as fast as possible.
Yep.
But now's another pretty good time for donations.
Cool. Well, we have $75 here from this guy, too, who says, per GDQ Halo tradition, I'd like to wish Mr. Monopoly a happy birthday. Here's to a great run from cryphon. 75 also from Kaz that says, it took me days to beat the first level of Halo 2 on Legendary. This run is incredible. I agree. Also a comment here, $50 from Piro M says, Halo 2 is the game I grew up running. Glad to see the best Halo game back at AGDQ. Somebody please tell me what HaloRuns.com is?
Wait, did somebody say HaloRuns.com?
Someone say HaloRuns.com, the #1 source for all your Halo speedrunning needs? I think they did.
A little bit of a trick there. He threw a grenade at a explosive part of the wall, and it just launches him across the map. It always scares me, but it seems to be pretty safe. He needs to shoot all 4 of these pylons. That'll bring up a button, and he needs to hit the button to start this gondola. So he's going to camo, run up. What?
Don't push me off the map, please.
He almost shoved you right off.
As soon as we hit the button, everything decides to die.
Yeah. And sorry, guys.
Nice.
Something kind of silly about Sacred Icon is some of the weapons have much higher ammo than normally possible. So carbines normally hold a maximum of 72 shots. But this one here holds 104. It's kind of weird, but there's a couple missions that do that.
Yeah, this one in particular and the next one have a lot of ammo in reserve, which is kind of convenient for the amount of enemies we're going to need to kill.
Yeah, he has to kill an Enforcer here, and that thing can take a lot of shots sometimes.
It's pretty tame. I personally like the downtime of Sacred Icon after Regret because it gets your heart rate up. And we should be coming up on the Enforcer here.
Yeah, so try and shoot off its arm and then stick it twice. It's a pretty simple fight, but it can be a little bit scary. And then afterwards, he'll just move on through a hole in the wall that opens. So good time for like another donation or two while he finishes up this fight.
Cool. We have $100 here from Josephine. Says, I'm yelling in my living room along with the checkpoint, bros. Let's finish that fight against cancer. We also had a $20 donation from Sticker Boy. Says, great to see Halo back at AGDQ. Best of luck to Cryphon on the run. Shout out to the awesome guys from Section 3.
What is happening?
I'm probably dead.
Okay, that's not that bad of a checkpoint.
We have to ride the gondola again.
Yeah, another gondola ride.
That's not supposed to happen.
So hey, more donations.
More donations. That's great.
Absolutely. We have $100 here from Green Skull saying, had to throw some more money at the screen. I love AGDQ. It's really messing with my sleep schedule. Shoutouts to Cryphon, Mr. Monopoly, Pro Ace, Joker, and the rest of the Halo community. Basic Lee.
All right, so hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, that was
I did the safest strat possible, and the Flood decided to come down and give me a hug.
That was just a sequence of a bunch of ridiculous things.
I should have been safe, but then I got hit in the head with an arm.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, when the Enforcers explode, you can see here all the bits and pieces go flying, and somehow the arm found its way to those stairs and just rolled down on top of Cryphon. So this time it won't happen. There you go.
So I know we mentioned previously, but we really play towards the checkpoints in this run because you can die at any point.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter where. or how silly you can fall through the map. It's anything.
It's really hard to describe just how many ways you can die in this game, but it's pretty incredible, just the amount of ways you can be killed by just random things.
I'm trying to get a checkpoint here. We'll see if it happens. This section's really scary, both for carriers and if I get shotgun spawns.
Yeah.
Shotguns can actually snipe you from across the map when the AI uses it.
Yep.
Doesn't look like we're going to get a checkpoint, but our last one's previously close.
Okay.
We should be safe, but we're not out of the woods yet.
Yeah. Also, these carrier forms are terrifying. If they hit you, they have explosive damage, and 2 hits from them, just you're dead. So.
Yeah, I gotta play it safe there.
Yeah. There's really no way around that, but it's better to waste a couple seconds than die, revert, and go back to the beginning of the hallway.
Definitely. Camo here. That guy was hiding in the corner with a shotgun, probably. Like they always do. We should be on our way. This next hallway looks scary, but it's actually relatively safe.
Yeah, all these flood in this hallway they're looking down. It's kind of silly, but you can only really alert them if you bump into one, if you start shooting, or something along those lines. Just something that actually alerts enemies, but they don't really see you.
Our last checkpoint was really far away, so I'm really glad that happened.
Yeah, there's a somewhat scary room coming up.
So for the most part, I didn't really mention much about movement. If you're not holding directly forward in this game, you're moving 8% slower. So it seems fine and dandy, but the optimal version to run this game on is the console version because of sword flying, which is only available on the 1.0 patch. But it's really hard to do it with a controller.
Yeah.
Instead of a keyboard where you can hold forward all the time. So we got a bit more time for donations now.
Yep.
All right, well, we have a $75 donation here from Mosef. Says this run is bringing back sweet memories of flying around with the sword glitch in online multiplayer. I'm loving it. Checkpoint! I Spiteful has got $50. He says, hi, Cryphon. Keep up the great work so far. You're doing the Halo community proud.
So I've only died here twice ever. I'm glad to see I didn't die again.
Yeah.
That section's pretty safe, but it's not.
It's safe, but it's scary, so.
So we're actually coming up on the final fight now. There's going to be a bunch of spawns for Flood, and there's a set number of spawns, like there's a set pattern, but the order is always random. If I could hit this fly, or we just go off this guy.
It's kind of hard, especially during those kind of cutscenes. He doesn't see his reticle, so he has to just judge the center of the screen. Ooh.
Should be safe?
Yeah, should be, especially with camo.
A bit.
So the problem, oh man, those those boxes can actually just splatter you, so that can be really scary when that happens. This fight it's normally somewhat tame, but it can be a little bit scary. These Flood can spawn with pretty much any weapon. They can spawn with rockets, which are obviously terrifying, and enemies don't have to reload in Halo 2. So if an enemy like that has rockets, they can just keep shooting them forever. So hopefully he can take out all the rocket Flood when he sees them.
Rockets.
Yeah, I see.
So
He's
scary.
right there. Yeah. Ooh.
Surprisingly, the sword Flood are the safest Flood to be near because they don't use the sword hardly ever. I think I died once in my entire speedrunning career to a sword Flood.
He also has a really good combination of weapons. He has a sword and a rocket launcher. There's going to be popcorn Flood coming in, and as we mentioned before, whenever there's those bodies on the ground, the popcorn Flood can reanimate them. But both the rocket launcher and the sword will destroy the bodies, as you just saw there. There's no body for the popcorn Flood to reanimate, so he doesn't have to worry about that.
We live in. So the way the wave fight works is when there's one enemy left, then the next wave will start spawning.
Yep.
And using audio cues, which are really just hard to use sometimes.
He's trying to get this guy to fall over, because once they fall over, you can just throw a plasma nade on them, and they'll immediately destroy all the popcorn Flood.
So all those infection forms that just came out, they don't actually, well, they all get blown up if you kill the carrier while it's falling over.
Yep.
With a sticky.
He also destroyed the 2 turrets earlier, because if any of the Flood get on those turrets, they can just deal so much damage to your shields. It's like maybe 3 turret shots to drop your shields, and then 1 popcorn flood can hit you, or 1 BR shot can headshot you. So it's really important to just play this safe, get rid of the turrets. And also his teammates have swords, which, as you mentioned, are better for killing the flood than plasma weapons.
Way more useful than on a turret, because the turrets, like you said, the plasma damage does little to health.
Yep.
Gotta be careful here.
Yeah, popcorn flood are scary. Oh boy.
Scariest enemy in the game, I swear. I hear rockets. I hear them whooshing by my head.
I think it's that one. Yeah, there he is.
That's a shoddy.
Oh yeah, that was shoddy.
Scary.
Shotguns are also scary.
I'm not kidding when I say you can snipe you from across the map, because they can.
Yep. So, should be coming up pretty close to the end of the mission here.
Yeah, I think there's maybe 1 or 2 waves left. I don't really keep count. I just kill until it's safe.
Yeah, it's not like losing count loses any time, so it's not that big a deal if he does.
You can keep track of the different waves that spawn to actually know when where the last wave's going to spawn, but I don't care that much for this level.
Yeah, this fight's hard enough as it is.
I'm just trying to make sure I have guns.
Yeah.
So I hear the Phantom, which means we are at the end.
Yep. So once the Phantom comes in, the mission will end. He needs to make sure that all the carrier forms are dead if possible, because his enemies, or his teammates, need to be out of combat for the mission to end. So if they're shooting at, say, these carrier forms, mission won't end. But luckily, they weren't, so mission ended early.
Yeah, so the way that ending works is if your ally are aggroed at all on any of the enemies, it just won't end. So if the enemies are hiding, you actually don't have to kill anything, which is really cool.
Yep.
So now we're on to another driving section. I wouldn't really call it a driving mission, but it kind of works like Metro in the way where we're driving where we're not supposed to.
Yeah. It's actually probably some of the toughest driving in the game. You're going to take this ghost pretty much all the way to the end of the mission, and that's just completely unintended. So it's really cool to see getting this ghost through just these passages that you can't normally get through.
Those shots you just saw are a tank firing at rapid speed because they don't have to reload, and it's flying around on a Pelican. So my driving path is a little safer. It gets me that checkpoint most of the time, and it just puts me out of range of the Scorpion flying around.
Also, trust me, there's no one on this ghost.
Oh, yeah.
He just kind of camos and gets right back on, and nothing shoots at him because, I mean, I don't see an enemy on there.
Conveniently, whenever you're camo, the enemies don't know where you are. So it looks a little silly when you're carrying around a sword because in multiplayer, it's just a floating sword and like a vehicle driving itself. But the enemies, thankfully, aren't that smart.
Yeah, so right there, he was supposed to get out of the ghost, but he kind of snuck it around that corner.
Yeah, you're not supposed to take the ghost in here.
Yeah, and you can tell how tight it is.
We have to go slower through a few loading zones just to make sure we hit them because they are on the cycles.
Yep. Ooh.
Should be safe.
Okay.
I'm going to hop out in camo here.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Try to get a checkpoint. I probably won't, so if I die here, which is pretty likely depending on these spawns, I'll have to revert really far, which is unfortunate.
I didn't see a shotgun, I didn't see rockets, so that was pretty good.
So we should be safe for a little while, but the needler still kind of sucks. Yeah, I'm going to have to hop out in camo.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, that's fine.
There's another ghost right through here, but oh boy, I see a rocket flood.
Yeah, I'm just going to try to get through here without taking damage.
Yeah, if possible. There's a ghost right down here.
It's not the end of the world. It's probably safer for me to have done that.
Yeah, that's actually a decent checkpoint. There's a Gauss Warthog coming up, so we've seen Warthogs, but now imagine a Warthog with a rocket launcher, and it's the bad guys, so...
Ooh, they broke my camo. I should be fine. He doesn't have the best aim when he's moving that fast.
Yep, so luckily he missed, but he did get a shot off, and if it would have hit, it would have been really bad.
Mm-hmm. So it doesn't look like we played much of a level because we kind of skipped the entirety of it. But here's a pretty much auto-scroller. So the way this works is there's going to be a bunch of flood just coming out of the gondola, and it doesn't actually matter how fast you go because, it doesn't matter if you kill them because the gondola will not speed up or slow down. And when you don't engage the flood at all, your teammates' AI break. And when your teammates' AI break, they don't do anything, and the flood just kill them. So when the flood are idle, they gather around a spot that's conveniently placed for us to save like 20, 30 seconds of walking at the end by doing a sword fly. So that's up here. And it gives us a little bit of time to explain the next part or the next mission. So in Delta Halo, you saw we picked up the Envy Skull, and it gives the Master Chief camo. So when you save and quit and you reload a mission, you actually keep your camouflage. The game remembers that. If you reset your console, it turns the skulls off. Now when you combine those, you can actually load up a level from a checkpoint after resetting your console, and you will stay invisible forever. Now, it only works for one level, and it only works for the Chief after picking up the Delta Halo skull. And it's very time costly to do this. It's not worth it to do it on any other mission than the next one on Gravemind, because it's the most inconsistent and hardest mission in the game. So it's a pretty polarizing trick. It kind of feels cheaty, but it's very slow, and if you're going for something like Record further down the line, we're not even going to be using that trick. But for consistency's sake, on this type of run, I'm going to do it, because I don't know about you guys, I like the hardest mission in the game being made easy.
Yeah, exactly. There's also a skip on the next mission. It's the prison skip. So there's a really long fighting sequence where you go to the prison, you're going to release your Marines, fight multiple waves of enemies, and what are they doing?
I don't know. Let's get the party started.
Yeah.
That should have worked.
Oh, one's going.
We got one? I just need one. There we go.
There he is. Okay.
So my teammates aren't actually
he
doing
needs
anything.
his teammates to die. That was kind of weird seeing them go that long without fighting. But so anyway, prison skip. There's a prison on the next mission. You go down there, you fight waves of enemies, you release your friends, so on and so forth. Saving your friends is slow, as we know with Save and Kill the Animals. So it would be really slow to go down there and release them. So there's a brand new skip. Monopoly found it actually, and it allows you to skip the entire prison sequence by abusing a mechanic with meleeing and jumping. Cryphon can probably explain it better, but you're effectively going to spam the punch, reload, and jump button, and by doing so in a certain way, you can punch your way up an elevator by having an enemy stand on top of your head. So it's pretty silly. We'll be doing that in the next mission, and it saves a lot of time. It's like multiple minutes.
If you remember butterflying from multiplayer, the way melees work is when your reticles, or when you're close to an enemy, it'll lunge at them at a high speed, but you can cancel that damage and that animation by using the X button or the reload button. And in the prison skip, you're going down a lift, and as long as you hit the loading zone, you can actually progress through the mission, but you have to hit the loading zone. So that's why this trick was so long undiscovered, because people had tried butterflying up the lift before off of enemies, but for some reason you can jump midair when you're doing this. So by pressing the A button along with it, we're able to actually just skip the section entirely. And we'll get there, but now's probably a good time for donations.
Great. Well, we have a $500 donation here from Bill. He says, longtime viewer, first-time donator. I had to donate during Halo 2, one of my favorite games of all time. My mother was diagnosed with brain cancer last year, is currently on the path to recovery, though. This donation goes to a worthy cause, so keep up the great work, everyone. Let's get rid of this horrible disease forever. Kill the animals, save the frames. And speaking of the prison skip, we had $20 from River Eagles. 999 says, wishing you good RNG, Cryphon, and a first-try prison skip. Put this towards runner's choice.
So I actually didn't mention how much time prison skip actually saves, but if you're not doing infinite camo, probably 5 or 6 minutes in a speed run, and with it you're still saving 3 minutes. So on average, you actually save more time by resetting your console. But further down the line, we're not going to need it.
Yeah.
So upcoming here to the end, the ending trigger's actually over there. If we found out a way to launch ourselves a mile forward and 2 miles upward, we could actually end the level as soon as we hit the gondola, but sadly there's nothing like that in the game.
Yeah, it would be a pretty crazy fly if that existed.
Now, hopefully I don't mess this up. I did get a checkpoint, but missing this fly is kind of detrimental to the run, because you have to redo the gondola.
Yeah, if you miss that fly, or if you fall off the map when you do that fly, it's just bad news.
Yeah, you're supposed to walk in from way over there.
Yeah, so you get way farther, but it can be a little bit risky if you fall off doing it. So luckily you got it.
Yep.
And that's the end of this level.
So here's where we're going to spam camo at the start to get a checkpoint. I'm pretty sure I got it. I did.
Yep.
So now we're going to reset.
So again, this is the infinite camo glitch. He's going to save the game, and It just deletes the skull from the game's memory, but by removing the skull, it just removes the check that says, hey, if this action occurs, take off his camo. But because, you know, that effect is gone now, and he had the camo active, it will just last forever, at least until the end of the level, so.
Yep. So we got some glorious Bungie loading screens coming up, and still a good time for donations.
Yep.
All right. We have, let's see, $100 here from Canthea, who says, I'm a high school teacher catching the stream on my classroom projector after a long day. Gotta say, AGDQ is always the best part of my first week back after winter break. What you folks do is inspirational, since as teachers, we always want our students to connect the things they love with things that matter. Keep on keeping on, and please save those animals. We had $15 here from Drake. Says, hey, AGDQ, first time donating, couldn't be for a better cause. My father had cancer about a year ago, and it was scary, but games have always been an additional comfort during those trying times. Thankful to say he's currently cancer-free, so let's keep it that way. I love Halo 2 and Checkpoint hype! $20 from Knox Reggie says, Halo 2 is the game I grew up with. First time donating, much love from Puerto Rico. Great job to the speedrunners. Checkpoint! I love it.
All right, so finally loaded. Glad you guys got a little bit of a taste of the Halo 2 loading screen, and unfortunately he didn't deal enough damage to that brute. The Needler is not the best weapon, but
it's an awful gun.
Yeah, it's very powerful, but it's very RNG dependent, which is unfortunate, of course. But it's one of the better guns you can use for this section because, again, the Needler will explode, and that does massive damage, but it's really good against enemies that don't have shields, like the brutes. So it's best to use it, but dangerous.
So right here, I'm positioned really precisely in the room. On the left half of the room and on the right half, the game checks if I'm in the volumes. And when it does that, it tries to spawn enemies in the other volumes. But if I stand really small in the overlap, as you can see by each checkpoint I'm getting, that's an enemy wave skip, we can just skip enemy spawns altogether. So it's really nice.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't skip all of the enemy waves.
Yeah, there's still some you have to kill, but like this one.
Yeah, so this enemy wave will come in. But luckily the Needler is quite powerful, and with two of them, it's a lot better. So you can easily take out most of everything here.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than doing this normally without camo. So these are a few enemies I have to kill. I do want this guy's gun. Hopefully he doesn't throw it across the map. Did he? He did.
Oh, there it is.
We can still pick it up, but that guy died. So you have a lot less time to actually set up the second despawn. So that's why I'm like getting into position. I can't see, but this might work. If it doesn't, we do have a checkpoint close to reposition ourselves.
Yep.
So it should be working.
Yeah, hopefully we just see another checkpoint. There it is. Yep.
That should be the end.
Yep.
And we just skipped, I think, I don't know, something like 8 brutes, 16 grunts.
Yeah, it's a pretty long segment. Probably at least a couple minutes to fight all of it. And you also probably noticed, this is another big reason why the camo glitch is so important. All of these enemies he would have to fight. Running past them would be really hard, so he'd probably die a couple of times. And you know, this segment here, you see all these enemies. Again, running past would be really hard. But because he has the infinite camo, he's able to just breeze right past everything.
And the gun setup I'm getting right now is crucial for the second half of the run, as well as prison skip. And I'm going to be trying to avoid enemies altogether in order to get checkpoints, just in case we get some bad luck for the prison skip.
Yep.
So I don't want to touch any of these enemies here. I'm going to be very careful about that. So by not touching them, I skip a reinforcement wave, because they don't know I'm here, since I'm running around with camo. So I should get a checkpoint right here.
Yep, perfect.
And it also makes the checkpoint in the next room right before prison skip really consistent. So it's not guaranteed though, so we'll see if I hit it.
Yeah, that's a good one to get. Good. Okay, perfect. So this is going to be the prison skip. So he kills the first brute, and then he needs to position this one.
Yeah, this will work.
Yeah, that's good. So he needs him to punch him and get into the lift.
Nice.
Yep, perfect. So, and then he's just within melee range, and as soon as he hits the load for the prison, you'll see in the top left loading, he will start punching and levitate his way back into the elevator, and then kill the brute.
And we just saved a bunch of time.
Yeah. Good job.
Ooh. That's fine. Faster than walking, right?
Yeah, faster than walking.
So here's probably my favorite mission, just because the second half is almost entirely movement-based.
Yeah.
It's still very hard to execute properly, but it's still very fun.
Yeah, there's just massive hallways, and you can just clearly see the time save that sword flying saves. Like, for example, this one, he's just going to breeze over that big fighting area all the way into this hallway.
You can actually die from that, which is why I decided to aim it so that I hit the wall to reset the fall timer.
Yep.
Because if you fall for too long in this game, the game will just kill you. You can also crouch out of these lifts and keep your speed.
It's precise.
I messed it up. It's hard.
Yeah. Luckily, cancel off the jackal, didn't lose too much time.
Still faster than walking.
That was actually really cool you landed on that crate.
I am over here, so let's see if I can get the aim. Nice.
Ooh, yeah. Should be okay.
We got it.
Yep, perfect.
Still faster than walking.
And another sword fly here to these brutes. All right, to the door. So there's going to be 2 drones that kind of get in front of this door. He's going to kill one of them to just make this fly a little bit easier. Go. Oh, pretty good one.
That was okay. We'll take it.
Faster than walking, of course.
Exactly. So let's see what these enemies do. All right,
that was
not
good.
bad.
Yeah, he shot there to alert them so that they moved closer to the door.
Now, hopefully I can hit this crouch out.
Yeah.
I take pride in my ability to do these, but I'm going to choke every single one, guaranteed.
Oh, there's a really good one.
There we go.
Yeah, so you can see how much faster he can get out of there. So, really cool. He's going to do a grenade jump here. It's faster than walking over to that little purple awning type deal. So, nice to just get that little grenade jump.
Then we have one more lift, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, really fast regret so far. There's going to be a fight at the end, and there's some weird mechanics to it, but we'll explain those when we get closer. But
so again, we have a cool fly. It's another one of those momentum redirects that we saw in Regret.
Yeah.
Coming up here, it is spawn dependent, and since I don't remember where I got my checkpoint, I'm not going to go for it if I don't get a spawn. And it looks like that might be bad. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to have to walk around. That's not too bad. I think I might be able to nade jump over. Let's see.
Wow, that was
skills.
really good.
I've never done that before.
That was a weird cancel, yeah. Let's get back up the fuel rods. It's a rocket launcher with 20 bullets, obviously good.
So I shoot there to make this enemy go forward so I can get a fly off of that spawn and then fly across this bridge.
Yep. So that skips a wave of hunters, which we're going to see pretty much for the first time now. They're a giant enemy. They
Scariest
melee.
enemy in the game. They take no damage from anything.
Yeah. So it's nice skipping them because it would take a couple fuel rods to kill. He also has to kill these enemies in a specific order. He needs to kill the elites, followed by the drones, followed by the hunters, and then afterward he needs to kill the brutes.
Oh, this guy's still alive.
Oh, okay. So they're going to spawn reinforcements, but if he kills the enemies in the right order, which he should have, they'll still spawn the reinforcements, but they'll just allow this door to be open because they'll spawn the ending sequence as well. So
yeah, so I don't actually have to kill them.
Yeah. If you do that in the wrong order, you have to kill all the brutes that come in, and it's just another wave. But, you know, you kill them in the right order, so you can just sneak right past, and that should be the end of the level. Ooh! What are you doing?
I'm playing around too much.
He bumped into him, so he just randomly swings the sword sometimes if you bump into him, and that would be a one-hit kill, but he missed, so.
I played it safe-ish.
Yeah. So this is Uprising. They spawn you overlooking a beautiful cliff, and if you hold forward like usual, you just walk off it, so really nice Bungie for that one.
So the spawns out here are kind of random. Hopefully I don't get bad ones. I think I can live this spawn. I can't live this spawn. I can if I hit this. I hit this.
Okay.
Gotta jump out of the way and then I'll hide from a brute
That was really
shot.
good.
There we go. That's hard.
Yeah.
Okay, making sure that was gonna be a hit.
Yeah.
This is actually the shortest mission in the game for something you're about to see later. My fastest time is 1 minute 36 seconds on easy, and I think the legendary fastest time is 1:38. So it's a pretty cool mission with a lot of flies.
Yeah, it's really fast. It's one of my favorite missions.
Now, I did get good spawns, so I think I should be set to go here. Didn't hit that, though.
Uh-oh.
So we're just going to camo here and walk on by. Should be safe. A lot of spawns here, so this is scary.
Oh, wow. That was a lot of brutes.
There's no way.
Yeah.
No, they're going to shoot right here. They didn't shoot. I shouldn't be alive.
Camo?
I shouldn't
Camo,
be alive.
please.
No,
It's
camo
almost
here.
there. Oh, my God. Camo, please respawn.
Ooh. Okay, I just realized I want a different gun.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a carbine?
Don't think there's. Okay.
There's not. So, I guess we're going to take the ghost route.
Okay.
Nah, I'm not taking the ghost route.
Oh.
Where's my camo? Oh no, I might have messed up. This is fine. I'm not too frightened.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm going to
Okay,
take the
I see
beam
what you're
rifle.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs a long-range weapon that carries over, so the beam rifle is one of those. So he needed to kill that Jackal sniper for the beam rifle for the next mission. He would prefer a carbine, but it's fine taking the beam rifle. So
Yeah.
he's just going to do a little bit of jumping here
Jumping
to get
outside
out of
the
the map.
And interesting thing about this level is that the ending trigger actually extends 500 feet or so above where you're supposed to go. So instead of doing a giant convoluted horseshoe, killing all these enemies, we're actually just going to crouch in the ending trigger right up here, and the level will end.
Yeah, it's pretty silly how high it extends, but, you know.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy every time. So one of the bad things about resetting the Envy Skull is we don't have camo for this section, which makes it very, very hard. And not always guaranteed to be livable.
Oh, boy.
This is going to get scary, but
Oh, they all have shields. Oh, no. Running out of
Don't kill
space. Oh, my
the
goodness.
carbine's an inaccurate gun, so this sucks.
Yeah, the carbine, as we said before, is just a very inaccurate gun sometimes.
I'm scared of this guy. I don't know what gun he has.
Yeah. Sword's right there. That's sword guy. Oh,
He's
boy.
not going to kill me. Yeah, like I said, they don't actually use the sword. It doesn't really have melee damage.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is attempt to get some rockets to make getting through this next area fast. There should be guys coming out of here. One usually has a shotgun.
Yeah, that one there.
I'm using his teammate as protection, so I think that works. But I'm still getting chased from behind.
Yeah,
and there's
so-
another shotgun, so I might die here and have to reset again, but that's fine. It'll probably go a little bit better with different spawns.
Okay. So he needs the rockets to deal with these brutes. There are a lot of brutes coming out here. Did he
Rough.
shoot your rocket?
No, they came out early, and he just was brute shotting me.
That's
so
a brute shot.
It's a
I
little
see.
unfortunate, but that's fine.
Yeah, that was a really rough start anyway, so hopefully this just goes better.
Yeah, so I have a sword this time, which should make things easier.
Yeah, so you can just cancel right over here now, pick up the rockets, and head that way, hopefully. Yeah, if you get the sword quickly, it's usually not that bad, but...
Yeah, that was a little fun detour. This rocket segment, it worked this time.
Ooh,
I'm going to try to not die here.
that might be good. Ooh, that's a little spooky.
Yeah, we're fine.
Oh, wow, got them all. Good.
It's that section. So even though that took a long time and I died, that was still faster than dying twice. And it's very likely for you to die there.
Yeah. There's like, what, 8 brutes? Like some
There's
ridiculous
4.
amount.
If you kill stuff, a bunch of flood spawn. It just
Yeah.
gets really hard.
It's just a mess, so it's way better to just get the rockets, kill them, and go in. 'Cause again, punching to delay a checkpoint.
Yeah, so I want to kill drones in this area fast because it just gets really hard otherwise.
Yeah, so there's going to be a bunch of drones spawning in, and he's going to do a sword fly across this massive gap, and if any of these drones are alive, there's potential they'll shoot at him. They'll also alert the enemies over there. Wow, oh, I was going to say, I don't think he missed a shot.
Yeah, if you shoot their guns, sometimes they'll live a shot.
Yeah.
But I actually prevented a bunch of flood from spawning in over here.
Yep.
And they'll spawn in now, but it's a lot safer for me to be in this area. Because I have to wait for the bridge to come down So it's better if I'm killing the enemies and preventing them from moving in order to get through there.
Good. Okay. So having a checkpoint there is really nice. These hallways are a little bit scary.
They're very scary.
Yeah.
If Flood spawn with snipers, I'm going to go for a cancel here.
Yeah. So he's going to cancel across all these guys. And again, these guys, they spawn with random weapons, so they could have shotguns, they could have pretty much anything. And if you get unlucky and
We got a checkpoint there.
Yep. Sometimes you'll know you get a checkpoint even though you don't see it in the top left because there's a little bit of lag when there's loading or checkpoints. So he got one during that little cutscene. Okay, should be good.
So what we want here is a checkpoint. Since there's no enemies near us, it should happen, but it's not guaranteed. And that carbine shot, okay, we still got it. Because this room is really scary, especially with some spawns like this, because I need to strafe a lot to not die, and I'm probably not living.
Almost made it.
Yeah, but at least I know these spawns and what I have to do to get through this one.
Yeah. It's one of those things where he needs to kind of die in order to see what he was given, and now that he knows what he's like dealing with, he can do the room a lot easier. So he'll kill that brute, kill the jackal, and take no damage. So
again, one of those sections where as long as you just know what you're dealing with, you can try over and over again, and it's faster.
Yeah. So that's another reason it's good to have that checkpoint back there.
Now, hopefully, we're going to get 4 rockets in this next section. Hopefully. It's a coin flip.
That's a good checkpoint.
I got a really good checkpoint, so I'll try it. I'll try it again if we don't get it.
Yeah. So he's gonna smack this guy, grab his rockets.
That's 3. Let's see if we can get 4. It's just so much harder to clear the elevator with 4.
Or with 3, yeah.
Or 3.
3
I
again.
don't think I'm gonna get it. I'll try it one more time, but.
Yeah. Last one. Okay.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
So pretty bad spawn, I guess then. So now since I have enemies just chasing me, I might not get a checkpoint, but that's fine.
I think they stopped, so you might get it.
Yeah. So this is going to be. I'm not getting it. It's going to be
Yeah.
really hard if enemies don't spawn next to each other up top here, because I need to kill 2 brutes and 2 jackals. There's 2 jackals, a jackal sniper, and then 3 brutes. And the enemies I have to kill open the door. But I have no weapons to kill them, and I'm going to be shot at from behind by grunts and flood. So it's really scary. Hopefully I get good spawns. If I don't, I'll probably have to play this section a few times.
Jackal snipers?
Shout out to jackals.
Middle of flying across the map, but he knew. He's like, oh, he's going to be right here in my scope.
Okay, so I should be safe here. I mean, it's scary, but we're going to use multiplayer tactics here.
Yeah.
Get ninja'd.
That was good. And then he's also going to grab a beam rifle so that he can, 1, snipe a jackal sniper, and 2, use it to sword fly to the end of the level.
Yeah, so normally you just sword fly when you're going up through the top here, but if you get a certain spawn, the jackal just kills you immediately, or when you're flying, so it's just a really sad death. So if I just stay hidden for a little bit, I'll get a checkpoint, and then I can snipe the jackal and fly.
Yep.
So I could have actually flown without dealing with the jackal, so we'll see if I can actually just do it, if I could hit the fly. I don't want the enemies to move, because if they do, I stop midair.
Good.
But we're fine.
Yep, just got to make it right there, and it's the end of that.
So now we're on to the final mission of the game.
Yep, 1 mission to go.
The Spectre we have is very important.
All right, so this is Great Journey, and he needs this scepter, so he's going to leave it there. And then grab a ghost.
And we want to get out of this area as soon as possible. We should be safe, but it's really important that that Spectre stays alive.
Yeah, so he's kind of listening to see if it takes damage or anything, which I didn't hear anything.
Everything we know about the game, it should not disappear, but on the off chance that it does, I have a backup save because it's a really cool trick.
Yeah.
Oh, if you pass by objects, sometimes you lose all your speed when you get checkpoints.
Yep. All right, so wraiths are kind of scary, and fighting them in a ghost isn't the best idea. So he's going to fight them the only way he knows how.
By running away.
Running away.
So there's 2 wraiths and 4 brutes there.
Yep.
And the only way to open the door is to actually kill them all. But our favorite thing to do is go out of the loading zone, and it deloads the enemies entirely. So now we can get through the door. They're just gone.
Yeah, look at that.
So this next area is going to be kind of hard. I don't think I've ever tried it with a beam rifle, but there's a carbine right here. Let's just make it easy.
good.
Yeah.
That was convenient.
So the way weapon carryover works is if the weapon isn't on the next map, you'll spawn with default weapons. And the default weapons for this map is one of the few Arbiter maps without sword. So.
Good.
Flying through here is both, it can be the fastest way to do this level, but it's also the most consistent. So I'm going to wait for a checkpoint here. Shout out to checkpoints.
Take out the Jackal sniper. You saw him shoot as he died. Surprised that didn't just find its mark.
Gonna fly across here. Get some stickies from that guy. We want to have stickies as well. And now we're going to clear a prison section, which, depending on my check, okay, that's pretty far away. I didn't delay it well enough.
Yeah.
But we're going to go for the safer clear here. And I do want to keep my stickies, so I'm not going to throw one.
Yeah, so he's going to release the hunters. They're your teammates, so they won't actually attack you. They'll go for the brutes. He needs to kill 3 of the brutes to move on. So there they are. And now he just has to get to the door.
And we get more stickies. Nice.
Oh my god, that was a lot of the brutes.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have any ammo.
Oh, wow.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Checkpoint. Thank you.
Ooh.
I missed. It's fine. This is easy.
Good. Okay.
I'm going to get this.
Nice. 4 plasmas as well. Good.
Yep. So in order to get the Scarab to start his walking sequence, we actually need to kill 3 more Wraith pilots. But it only loses a couple seconds over killing them to go back and just deload them. So that's what we're doing right here.
So similar to the Wraiths that he deloaded earlier, he's just backtracking a little bit, and the Wraiths go away. And the burn as well.
Yeah. Did we touch on that?
Yeah.
I think we did.
I think we did.
So it's kind of an auto-scroller. I want that. It's kind of an auto-scroller now. But we want to make sure our Spectre is there. If it's not, I'm going to switch over to a save where it is. But the way the final fight works is Tartarus is invincible. Nice,
Okay,
it's
good.
there.
It's there.
And the only way to drop his shields is by using the beam rifle. And it has to be 3 quick shots in succession. Now, the problem with that is, unless you take your own beam rifle in, which even when you do, you don't have enough ammo, is that the only person in the game with the beam rifle is Johnson, and he shoots on like cycles of 30 seconds or something silly. And if he misses, which is frequent, or Tartarus is hiding, it skips it entirely, and you can't do damage. Now, the Spectre here, and it only works with this Spectre in particular. We do not know why. When Johnson hops in the Spectre, the game thinks that he's no longer on the map, so it thinks you can no longer complete the mission, so it'll spawn another one. So by using the Spectre, we can actually get 4 Johnsons, stun lock the final boss, and then take only about 50 seconds total to kill him. And how we get the Spectre in there is, you're not really supposed to do it, but the cutscene trigger actually extends outside of the final boss room.
Yep. It's actually pretty silly. They intend you to be able to go up all this geometry. There's a skull,
there's a skull right up
hidden
there.
Way up there. Cryphon's not going to show you, because when he showed me in the practice room, he died.
Yeah,
so.
I'm pretty bad at what at this game, I think.
But yeah, it's up there. It's way up there.
And that particular modifier actually gives you, your shields don't recharge, but you can get over shields by meleeing enemies to death.
Yeah.
It's not very helpful for a legendary, but it's a certain fun modifier. I like to think of the Spectre as a Skyrim horse just because you can do ridiculous climbs with it.
Yeah, this thing is really good at going up vertical walls. It's pretty insane.
We don't really see it here, but in one of the multiplayer maps, there's like a pretty much almost vertical wall you can just drive up.
Yeah.
And we have a little bit of time because we got to wait for this guy to walk to the end for donations.
Yep.
Okay, well, we have $20 here from Trombone Master. It says a lot about a game when even during a speed run, the game stays very firmly intact. Great job, Bungie. Money goes to Shen's Choice for getting me into speed running.
Nice.
We have $20 as well from Andy. Says these $20 are on behalf of my mom, an oncology nurse for the past 25 years. I'm a huge Halo geek, and this speed run is insane. It's bringing back tons of memories.
takes forever to get over here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
So,
it's pretty silly.
Yeah, story-wise, we're supposed to be saving the planet, but we're taking our sweet time doing it.
Yeah. He needs to unlock a door by, you know, blasting it open, but, I mean, we just find our own way in any way.
Yeah.
You know? Could just leave it to us.
And looking at the door makes him blow up faster, which is nice.
Yep.
Blows up in 2 shots instead of 6. So I got to be really careful here now.
Yep. So this is a little scary part, but...
Still got to back up just in case, because it's a really fun trick.
Yeah. So he has to get both himself and the scepter into the cutscene.
So that should work. For whatever reason it doesn't, I think we're fine. We got to kill these fruits. And our teammates were nice.
Yes,
we don't want them getting in the Spectre.
Good.
And the only way the cloning works is if you do it fast enough. So.
All right, get in, Johnson.
We should be good here, which is pretty neat.
He's also going to kick him out of the turret. He wants him on one of the side seats. It makes the process that we're going to be using for this a little bit faster.
Yeah, so I'm placing the turret directly on his spawn. So the game basically thinks when it spawns the first Johnson, it checks again, and a Johnson didn't actually spawn. So it'll spawn 2 at once. So it's a neat little time save.
But yeah, trust us, this is faster. It may not look like it, but this is
doesn't
this
look
is
like
fast.
it, but this is way faster than fighting Tartarus normal.
And
it's
there's
really
another
safe
Johnson,
too.
and
we're gonna take our party
Johnson.
on over here. Now, hopefully Tartarus doesn't jump off the map, because that makes us a lot harder.
Yeah.
But I think he's being nice. He should be stun locked over there. And we're going to do some high DPS. He's doing a little bit of a dance.
Yeah, you can just see the Johnsons, just the firing squad, just going at it. This poor gorilla just didn't know it hit him. Oh, a little scary.
That's actually better.
Yeah, he's right on top of him.
As long as he doesn't fall off the map, we're good.
Yep,
All right, keep shooting.
Just a few more shots here.
And what you don't see during this is that a lot of reinforcements actually come in the level.
Yep.
But we kill him fast enough where it doesn't matter. So should die here.
And that's it. All right,
and
so
time's coming up at the cutscene.
Yep, so as soon as the
about
screen
5
fades
seconds or
white,
so.
that'll be the time.
And time.
Time.
Did it. That was Halo 2.
Good job, buddy.
So I don't know about you guys, but I always like watching the final cutscene. We kind of skipped everything story-related in the run, but it's still nice to see the cutscene after a run.
Yeah.
It's a little bit long, but as far as I know, I'm done. So plenty of donations can be read here.
Sounds good. $75 anonymous. Played this game with my brother when we were younger. Loved the Halo series since. Thank you for the awesome run and old childhood memories. We also had a donation here, $33, also anonymous. Says, I remember when Halo speedrunning started on HBO and HIH. It's great to see that the community is still alive and well. We're actually going to kick it over to a break. We will be right back. Welcome back to AGDQ 2017. Getting set for the next game, Batman Arkham City. During that setup, though, still several comments here with regards to Halo. $25 from Matt the Maniac saying, had a crummy birthday due to illness, but staying up till 2 a.m. to watch Cryphon kill that run is the best end that I could have asked for. And $20 from Daniel saying, here's to hoping that each dollar donated will prevent the loss of lives and make a difference. Do you know what else is faster than walking? Checkpoint. We're actually going to take a break here now. We have an advertisement, a commercial coming up. Welcome back. We had $25 donated here by Tasty Num Nums. Currently at work, avoiding my responsibilities to watch. Donation going towards Runner's Choice. By the way, pinball done quick. I want to remind you guys about it. It's happening, of course, all throughout this week, right up till the 15th. They're having daily giveaways at midnight Eastern, happening, as a matter of fact, right out in the hallway. Pinball Joe provided, of course, pinball machines for AGDQ attendees. You can play it for free. You can also check out their side stream. That's at twitch.tv/pinballjoe. All of the sub dollars from his stream donated to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. So check that out from now till the end of AGDQ. And guess what? We've got action over at the interview desk. Gonna kick it over to you guys. Fiesel at the interview desk.
Hey everybody, we're here with Clage, PJ, and OmniGamer, 3 representatives of the Awful Games block that you're going to see later tonight. And we're going to talk about some awful games by some great speedrunners. So guys, I really have to ask, what is it about awful games and speedrunning? Because there's been awful games blocks since probably maybe the first GDQ, and I'm just wondering, why do awful games keep coming back?
Omni?
Why don't you explain this to us?
Well, you know, going all the way back to the origin story might be a little bit beyond even my time with this, but I know that there's some amount of pain that speedrunners love to inflict upon themselves in the name of entertainment. This is a part of that, but also, I mean, despite our best efforts, we can find speedrun technology in these games that actually makes them somewhat fulfilling, although still not any less painful.
All right, now I heard something about a bad game exchange at some point that may have led to some of this. So do you want to tell us the story about that?
Sure, yeah, we could do that. So like most of my worst ideas came from a 4 a.m. conversation with Rom Scout.
Of course.
And he just said, hey PJ, if I send you a game in the mail without telling you what it is, will you promise to speedrun it? I go, yeah, sure, this seems fine. But only if I get to do the same to you. So we started that, and then we were like, all right, I wonder if other people are stupid enough to do this. And we started a thread, and sure enough, OmniGamer and Murphigator show up, and a large number of other people. So that was really interesting, and it was a good way to introduce a lot of a lot of really interesting games that you might otherwise never play. Because some games just look truly terrible on the surface, and then you play them, and they might have, like, you know, 1 or 2 really quirky things, like terrible controls, they're really crippling RNG, but they're really charming games underneath all that. So it was a really interesting endeavor. And OmniGamer and Murph were actually the only 2 to ever
complete a pair.
Yeah, the whole challenge.
Yeah.
I see.
So that was that.
Huh.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because a lot of games are considered bad because they have bad controls or just like, you know, just things about them make them really hard to figure out. But I guess as a speedrunner, you don't care too much about that, and you have some ability for your muscle memory to adapt to even, you know, the worst control schemes and the dumbest things. So
right.
It sort of makes sense.
It's a way to make games that aren't inherently fun because most speedrunners find joy in either breaking or just finding things that maybe weren't intended or workarounds. And a lot of times bad games offer a lot of unique ways to go about that. So you can turn something that maybe wasn't fun at its core into extremely fun by a happy accident.
Right. It's also fun to play games, I would think, that other people aren't playing, and maybe the only ones left at this point are the truly awful ones.
Yeah.
I think there's a portion of it too that's kind of taking revenge on the pains inflicted you on your childhood.
Absolutely.
Where you went out and rented a game and oh no, that was the end of that.
Yep.
But
Okay. So I have to ask each of you, what is the worst game that you've speedrun? You can use any standard of comparison here. What's the worst game? Clage.
I mean, it's close because Batman Forever, as you're going to find out later tonight, is cute.
Spectacular.
Yes. But I think it's got to be Super Pitfall. which I did for Awful Games a couple years ago, and has since actually bludgeoned into a pretty competitive speed game that people really have a lot of fun finding how hard they can push. I just saw the Taz and I'm like, is this really that silly? And in the first 3 minutes of playing the game, I was stuck in a wall. I'm like, okay, there's potential here. So, but it is a truly terrible game
that's
in many ways.
You had me try and play that, and then you went for 10 minutes.
Yeah, that lasted 10 minutes.
You came back, and I was swimming in the middle of the ceiling. Had no idea what had happened.
Yep.
Yeah. For me, that would have to be Metal Morph, which is truly terrible in every possible metric. The music, the graphics, the controls, just the overall design of the game is just atrocious.
Nice.
I to this day don't know why I did that. I think it started as a joke, and I just went too deep.
I mean, is that how they usually start? It starts out as a joke, and then you're just like, wow, I guess I got to keep playing this now and get a good time.
Sometimes.
It's easy to get pot committed to a bad game. It really is.
And a lot of it, too, is like Omni said, it's revenge. Like, you play the game, and it just clobbers you, because you don't even know what to do. You start in just a room. Okay, can't leave.
Right.
It's like, I'm not going to be beaten by this video game. I'm going to win. Yeah, and then at that point, you've committed too much time, and then you just have to finish the job.
Sure, understandable.
You know how it goes.
Yeah, oh yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, Omni, what's your worst game?
So we started off with a little story about the bad game exchange, and probably the worst one that I ran begrudgingly was Radical Rex, which appeared at one of the events just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And while it might look cutesy on the surface, there's a lot of unforgiving and unforgivable things that they did in that game.
Yeah.
So I'd probably pick that one, and that was the gift from Murphigator for my bad, but not necessarily quite as bad gift of Musia, also on Super Nintendo.
If it's any consolation, he made me play it before he shipped it to you. So
yep.
I got a taste of
you're
what
an
was
enabler,
to come.
and that's
yeah,
what it
I'm
is.
definitely an enabler.
So does this kind of thing still go on? Like if someone wants to get into this, running bad games and maybe exchanging bad games with people, is there any way to go about it? Or you just go and think of the worst game you can and start running it?
I think anymore, because there's so much instant communication, we've kind of shifted away from forums more to Discord and stuff like that, where you get instant stuff. I think a lot of it just comes to a bad idea crops up and somebody gets challenged and goes, okay, I'll accept.
Yeah.
That has definitely happened quite a few times.
Yeah, most of it is dares.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you've seen the lineup for tonight, the games that we have for tonight. Sell me on what you think is the worst game that people are going to see this evening. Ooh. You can pick your own game if you want, but I'm interested to hear what you think about this whole block. Like, what's the worst of it?
I have to put my vote towards Cool World.
There's Cool World.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
That one. There are a lot of games in here that I haven't played, and a lot of the bad games you can't truly appreciate how terrible they are until you've played them.
Yeah.
And Mecha forced me to play through that one day, one terrible, regrettable day, and it can't really be described. The game just handles like a shopping cart. And there's never really any indication of what you're supposed to do. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go in the library. Okay, well, you can only come in if you have a book. What kind of library are you? I wanted to...
It's like a reverse library.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that one's got my vote.
Okay.
I don't know. A lot of these are going to be surprises to me too. I kind of want to pick Time Cop, but Time Cop is awesomely bad, and I feel like that's too good to give the nod. But I have learned about Cool World being friends with Mecha, and I gotta admit I'm pretty inclined to agree with PJ on that one. That is a train wreck of a video game.
Okay, we're going to come back to Time Cop in a second. But all right,
Are we?
You're on
oh
the
yeah,
hook.
we are. So what do you think the worst game tonight's going to be?
You know, I'll put it to Batman Forever, because I've
We're all just
tried
pointing
to
the
play
finger.
that.
No, you're the worst.
Yeah. Oh, no, at RPG Limit Break, I played some Batman Forever with PJ somehow. I don't
tricked
know
you
what
into
kind
that
of
pretty hard.
decision I made there, but just all of the things that ended up with in that game versus what you think they were probably trying to do. Yeah, there's real serious problems all the way throughout. And I mean, just chalk it up to graphics, audio, the actual mechanics, trying to hit something. Like, there's a long list there.
Do you think there's any console in particular that really just had a real crop of bad games, just maybe some of the worst stuff?
Oh.
I noticed there were a lot of Super Nintendo games in this bad game block, but
my gosh.
but I don't know. I mean, is it
there is still a lot of untapped potential in the PlayStation realm.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah, that
For
is-
sure.
The PlayStation is where shovelware became way more viable because pumping out discs was not near as difficult as cards. So there's some things on there.
Yeah, I do not envy his Caveman DCJ's rise of PlayStation Nation as he tries to trudge through some of that.
Ooh, yeah, that's going to have some bumpy spots.
All right. Well, I got one final question for you, coming back to the Time Cop thing, and this is from Twitter. You're asked, what is your favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movie?
I'm going to do the cliche. It's got to be Bloodsport. Bloodsport's a classic.
Street Fighter.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, it is also.
It's got to be Street Fighter.
Pass.
Pass. That's the correct answer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you
All
two.
right.
That's the right answer.
I can't argue with that.
All right. Well, thank you for talking with me, you guys.
Our pleasure, as always.
Yeah, great.
Sure.
And good luck on your games. The first game of the Bad Games block is going to be right after Arkham. It's going to be your Batman Forever.
Yep.
Yeah, the two of you doing Batman Forever.
Yep, that's correct.
Right, and then for the rest of the nights, settle in for some truly awful games.
Yeah, it's
We
gonna
are
be a
sorry
doozy.
for what's going to come.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to throw it over to the host now. Almost ready for the next game. Thanks very much for talking with me, guys, and enjoy the rest of the marathon.
Thanks, Beazle.
And thank you so much, Fiesel. This is Yellow Killer Bee. I do want to say thank you for Get a Whale for hosting that last block. Coming up.